Oh, you give this guy a golf club, he'll probably try to fuck it.
Who's scruffy looking?
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
I just assumed he's a Wookiee.
Hey, it's me.
Everything you heard about me is true.
If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
Greetings, fellow space travelers. This is indeed a glorious day, and it is May 5th, Revenge of the 5th in the galactic year 2024. This is episode 248 of the Scruffy Looking Podcasters. Thanks for joining us here on this lovely Sunday afternoon. There's been a lot that's gone over in the last month that the full Scruffy crew is here and excited to share with you today. My name is Jimmy Dice, and over there, upstate, Mr. Eddie B in the great state of Maine, whom I just saw recently in the flesh, mind you. How's it going?
Lucky you.
Indeed.
Yes, that's me. I am Eddie B, and we will talk later about... Oh, nice bicep, Kev. Anyway, we'll talk to him later. We'll talk more about our May 4th extravaganza, as I assume Chris and Kev will as well. But we have a full house tonight. It's going to be amazing. I do have something I want to talk about. Like, you know how when your kids are learning math and shit? If you have kids. I'm sorry, Kev.
Thank you. Thanks, mate.
And they have a certain way of learning the math that they're teaching in school, and it's totally different than what you learned when you were in school. Like, it was like, Gina and I got in an argument over it. And she told me to my face, she's like, "You're of average intelligence." And I said, "You know what I told her?" I said, "That's me."
Oh, Jesus.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
It's so
Get
bad.
it? Mean, median, mode.
It's bad.
I got
It's
that.
bad. Don't think about it too much. Just move on. I set that up way too much for nothing. Okay. Go ahead, Jimmy. Take it away.
Wow, okay. After that one, look at this one. He's back from the dead. Kev, God.
Special guest.
Hey.
Special guest today.
Oh. How are we, boys? God, isn't it been a... Fuck me, it's been a long time, hasn't it? This is, like, ridiculous. I was just, like, thinking about it. It must be, like...
A long time.
I think it's about a year and a half since I was on last, isn't it?
A long time.
Kev, I think you and I both have similar attendance issues in the
Oh,
recent
mate.
month or whatever. Yeah.
You know, like at school when they have those attendance prizes, I'm no way am I getting that for this Scruffy podcast, am I? I'm completely out. But
You got a visit from the truant officer.
I have, absolutely. I've been capping off, as they say over here. Been doing
Capping
some-
off, mate.
capping off, mate.
That sounds like something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's not like that other phrase. Do you remember from way back when you were like, what the fuck was that phrase? Do you remember?
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to say it now because I kind of don't remember.
What?
I remember niggling.
Niggling. That's the one, dude. That's the
Oh,
one.
yeah,
You were genuinely like as shocked as I've ever seen anybody. You were like,
What is
the
that
fuck
word?
did you just say? I'm like, it's an English phrase. It's niggling me. That's all it was. But oh, boys, it's been ages, hasn't it? It's good to be back. Good to see you all. Yeah.
Forest won, so that's good.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there, mate. We'll get there. We're nearly there. Almost there. But yeah, doing all right.
Good to see you. Good to be seen. And last but not least, the ever so effervescent Mr. Christopher Hall with a nice little haircut going on right now. I like that.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are we? It's fucking glorious to see. I'm going to preface this, mate. I'm hanging on by a thread.
Aren't we all?
It's been a weekend. We'll get to it, but it's been a weekend. But yeah, it's been months, hasn't it? I missed you guys. It's been way too long.
It's been way too long. Yeah.
Let's stop being idiots and get our shit together.
God damn right. So, friends, speaking of which, why don't you all just recline yourselves back into your most naturally comfortable position? Well, because this is going to be a full one. So, Kev, let's go. What do we got?
Me? Back to me. I
Yes,
mean,
mate.
nothing's happened. I mean,
Fuck all's happened to you, has it?
So, right, let's get the crappy stuff out of the way first, shall we?
Yeah.
Right, let's talk Forest. No, let's talk about this.
I see what you did there.
So, yeah, let's get the rubbish stuff out because there's a reason that I have missed quite a few episodes because I've had a little health issue, shall we say, a little small trip to the hospital. So, yeah, I had I've been having this for a while, and it was like a Friday night, and I went out to a friend's for dinner, and 5-10 minutes after I had this food, I started to feel like getting these pains in my stomach, and I'd had it before a few months before, and they'd given me some tablets for it, and I hadn't got them, so I was like, so we started to watch that new Roadhouse film. Now,
Brilliant.
I thought you were going to say Phantom Menace. Or something.
Great movie, by the way. Great.
Great movie.
Yeah, we got Phantom Menace on, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, I feel terrible.
I have to leave.
Are you watching Solo?
Is that out? Has that come out yet? Has that come out?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so I've got to go home. I was like, I've got to go home. I was like, I've got to go and get these tablets because I've got like this pain in like my abdomen. So went home, took a couple of tablets, and I was going to go back up because it was only like 5, 6 at night. But it just got like progressively worse, and it got to a point where the pain was so bad that I'm like, I've got to call. Like we have a line here called like 111, basically get some medical advice. So I rung them, and I'd done this before. So she's talking to me about my symptoms, and she's like, well, I've got to send an ambulance. I'm like, sorry? She says, like, I think I've got to send an ambulance. I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't want this to go that far. I'm like, what? I was like, what's this? So she says, like, not be like an emergency ambulance. She says, like, but we've just got to... I says, I don't think I need an ambulance. I says, I think I probably just need to, like, go to hospital because we have, like, a local hospital to me, but you can't... It's not a walk-in centre. You can't just turn up. You have to, like, make an appointment, which I had before. So I was kind of hoping that she was going to say something similar to that, but she's like, no, I've got to send an ambulance. So
were you like,
are you kidding me? So, yeah, honestly, and I was like, oh, my God. I was like, this is so... About an hour later, something like that, the ambulance came. And now, obviously, they were just like, they checked me out, you know, and they were like, you need to go to hospital. You need to go to A&E, like accident and emergency. But
do you know what it was they noticed? Sorry, you don't have to.
No, they didn't. They couldn't like diagnose me there because. Like,
so that's why. Yeah. Okay.
I literally was like curled up on the sofa because the pain was that bad. It was like really, really bad.
Gotta take wicked shit.
I gotta say.
And it was upper right quadrant, like
it was right in my abdomen, so right in the middle.
Oh, right in the middle. Okay,
right in the middle, yeah. Because when I think they were really just checking it wasn't my heart, which I know it wasn't, because it was more, you know, the stomach. Because I'd been having these issues. So anyway, so he says like you've got to go to hospital. So it's Friday night, right? About fucking 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and Friday nights in this country in accident and emergency in A&E
not the one, mate.
Is a fucking absolute goddamn shit show. It's so it is, but it's like, well, you can come in the ambulance, we can take you, or you can make your own way there. So I'm like, I said, if I'm going to go in an ambulance for like stomach pain, I'm like, this is. But I'm not going to lie, boys. Part of me was like,
free petrol.
The ambulance.
But wait. You wouldn't have to pay for it, right, over there?
No.
Like here.
No.
Here, you pay for that shit. Like,
Oh yeah,
investment.
take the freebie.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Take it,
no.
take
It's
I couldn't do that. I'm like, because ambulances are stretched anyway in this country at the minute. I'm like, I'm not going to take an ambulance off somebody when it's like a stomach thing. So I rung my dad up, rung my old man up. I was like, Dad, I've got to go to hospital. I can't drive myself. Can you take me? My dad's like, I can't. I'm like, why not? He went, well, last night I left my lights on my car and my fucking battery's dead. I'm like, you are kidding me?
You're like, can he
I'm
call
like-
911 back and be like, I need the ambulance now or whatever?
Turn around. Ed, fucking play me that clip again because I was like, are you kidding me, Dad? I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, this is a wind up.
Wow,
So I'm
fucking
like-
stars misaligned perfectly.
Oh, dude, big time. So then I'm like, my sister lives down the road. So I was like, let me just ring our Sarah. So I ring my sister up. Can you take me to hospital? She says, I can't. I'm in the pub. I've had a few drinks. I can't.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So
You're like, why didn't you invite me?
yeah, I was like, I'll tell you what will cure this pain. Beer. That was,
Yeah,
that was
definitely not. Definitely not.
No. So anyway, they sorted it out. So my dad, basically, we all got to get. My dad was going to drive my sister's car, and he took me there. So he took me to A&E. We got there about 8:45, 9 o'clock on a Friday night. And you know what? I went through into A&E, and I'm not joking. It was like the fucking dregs of society, all convoluted into one place at the same time. It was it was
eye-opening.
horrible.
Sure, yeah.
It was horrible. And what's really, really weird, it's like there's people in there, like, and it's like they're treating it as a party. It's genuinely the weirdest thing. And
Oh,
they're
you're
like,
here again? Oh, hey, Bob.
and they're all like, not like, yeah.
You
Honestly,
fucked up your leg again, didn't you? pal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bob.
Honestly, I'm like, they're all like making videos and in an emergency thing. I'm like, yeah,
Doing
TikToking,
TikToks, mate.
TikToking, mate.
You
in a
fucked up your
hospital.
leg again, Bob. You get that oxy. Get those oxys.
Put it on Facebook, lad. Come on.
Yeah. So I went in, and then he's like, "Oh, it's going to be a bit of a wait, mate." So I sit down. Like my sister and my dad were parking the car because they came with me, and then had to wait. Like, good grief, I had to wait 3 hours to start with.
Fuck.
So it got to midnight, and then I finally got called, and literally they took my blood test, my blood pressure, and they were like, "You've got to go to another room. You've got to go and see a practitioner." So I'm like, "Fuck's sake!" So we went to this
After
other
your
room.
blood pressure? That's it? Sorry,
Yeah. No, yeah, because it was high.
Okay,
So, but
okay.
because then she asked my symptoms, and she's like, "Well, we
Little
can't do
higher.
anything." A little higher. So like, so they sent me to this other room. I walked in there, and then it was like even worse for like absolute depths of humanity.
Well, you get like anxiety
So-
too, so that doesn't help. Right?
And I
mean, I do
it's
too
not
as well.
It's not anxiety. It's just all outrage.
I get
the-
like nervous, and
'Cause
then
I
my
hate-
blood pressure goes up. So
I hate people like that. I just hate them. And then but
me too.
I went. I was like, we were sitting there for about half an hour, so it's about 12:30. And I didn't want to be like one of those dickhead people, but I thought I've got to find out how long I'm going to be. So I went to like one of the nurses, and I'm like, "Look, really sorry, I can't physically stand it in here much longer. These people are annoying me. Can you just tell me how long I'm going to be?" And she went, "You're not going to get seen till about 4 o'clock in the morning."
And what time was it? Probably.
It was about 12:30.
Holy shit!
No,
What
Wow.
the fuck?
no, I'm
It's
like,
that bad?
yeah.
And this is Nottingham, like a city.
This was it. No, this was Derby, the main hospital in Derby.
Oh, in
Because
Derby,
I'm
okay.
because I'm in between Nottingham and Derby. They were like, "Well, you can pick which one." And the ambulance guy had said, "Don't go to Nottingham, mate. That's an absolute.
It's even worse. Wow.
That's worse at the minute."
Okay.
Yeah. So
God.
I was like, I can't wait. I mean, I'm in absolute agony, genuinely, boys.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
agony.
yeah. Excruciating.
So I was like, but I thought I can't wait here till then. I've got my dad, my sister with me. So I like, we're going to go home. I'm going to take some more tablets. If this doesn't clear, I'll come back in the morning on my own. I'll drive myself
At
and
4 a.m.
I'll do it. No, I was just going to see Jimmy at what time, I'll see what time it is. So I got to bed, dropped me off, blah, blah, blah.
Did you sleep at all?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't, yeah.
No. And
Can
then
I ask what the tablets were? Or do you not? If you don't remember, don't.
Ed's far too into this.
I'm a fucking pharmacist.
Me and Jimmy are just sat back, like, taking it all in.
I might have friends that'll listen to this that are also pharmacists, so they'll want to know.
I could tell you, hang on.
We'll get to Star Wars, everyone. We're going to get to
it. I know.
It's called Bacta.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. I was in this Bacta tank swimming.
You know what? That shit does not wash off well, does it? It just fucking sticks to you.
Yeah. So, Ed, it was called lansoprazole.
Oh, okay. So that's
right.
For heartburn.
That's what they'd given me before.
Yeah, so that's for heartburn. I know what you were going through. Okay, interesting.
Right,
Very
yes.
interesting.
Right.
Okay,
so that was the original. That did nothing. So I went. I didn't sleep. Went back Saturday. I got up about 5, like 5:15, and I'm like, I'm gonna go now. So I drove myself down there, and it was just so much better. But when I'd left the night before, they were like, "You're gonna have to start again. You're gonna have to like redo the whole process that you've just done."
Oh God.
So, but it was all right, Jimmy, because I went back and they were like, "No, we've still got you on file. You can just go through. Yeah, you can just go through to the other bit." So I went in there. I had to wait another 3 or 4 hours. Finally saw a
but during the day.
Yeah. So, well, no, this time it's about 9 a.m, I think. No, it wasn't. It was just after 8 o'clock. So she was like, "Look, check me out." She's like, "Yeah, there's something wrong. You need to go to like this emergency ward."
Go to another place.
No, it's fucking. I'm like, Jesus wept.
I'm super intrigued by this because I don't know how the healthcare system works over there for emergencies.
Yeah. So they sent me to a same-day emergency ward, and basically I was gonna seen by a proper doctor, and they were gonna see what was wrong. So the pain was like what? Yeah, the pain was absolutely excruciating.
Proper.
So they gave me some codeine and they gave me some paracetamol just to kind of dumb the pain. So I waited there. I think I had to wait for about another 3 or 4 hours. I got seen by a practitioner, and they were like,
2 minutes.
No, they were like, "Go to this other bit."
Oh my God.
No, really?
And then they're like, "Right, can you report back at what these wards are like? Are they quite nice?" It's like, Jesus. So he was like, "We need to send you for an ultrasound."
Yeah.
Because there is something seriously wrong.
Yeah,
he says, "But we can't do that today because bear in mind, all of this is going off over Easter weekend. So they're on limited staff." Yeah. So he says, "Can you come back tomorrow? So this is like Sunday. Come back for about 9:30 and we'll do an ultrasound and we'll find out what the hell is going on in there." So Saturday, I was supposed to be at a football game because I was supposed to go and watch Forest, but I was like, I couldn't go to that. I mean, I didn't leave the hospital till about 2:45 anyway. Kickoff was 3, but I just couldn't. The pain was so bad. So they just gave me the codeine, paracetamol, and said, just get through like the night as best you can. So I came back.
Did that even help at all? Probably not. Right?
No.
Yeah.
No, not at this point.
They should have given you oxys. I'm just kidding.
Oh, mate. I was ready to like just
Get
say,
some
just
perks.
fucking. I kept thinking of like that fucking Pulp Fiction when he just stabs that thing in it, and I was like, just do that to take this pain. Just give me anything. Just like do anything. So I went back the Sunday, got up, had a shot, when, not expecting anything, because I literally just went myself, didn't pack anything, didn't do anything. Got there on the Sunday, did the ultrasound at it was about 9:45 that I had that, and then I'm waiting around for ages, and I started to do that really, really paranoid thing. So when you're waiting in a ward and people come in and then they get seen before you.
I hate that.
And I genuinely couldn't have been more British because I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. This is.
You seeing that motherfucker before me? What the fuck? Look at this guy.
And then a nurse had come in. Then a nurse had come in. a nurse had come and do my blood pressure, and she's like, "Are you all right?" "Yes, I'm fine, thank you. I'm all right, thank you."
No, you can't say that. You gotta play. You gotta get drama.
No, I was
Dramatize
like,
it.
I was to be honest, Ed, I was at that point going,
Okay,
I'm in absolute agony. This is ridiculous.
That's good.
So, the time just kept. It was just like it got to like midday, and I'd got nothing. So I went to see them at the desk. I'm like, "Have you forgot about me? What's going on?" She says, No. She says, like, "You've had your ultrasound. I'd had 2 blood tests at this point, and they checked my blood pressure." And she's like, "They're really worried about your ultrasound. We're waiting for a doctor to have a look at it."
Specialist, yes.
Yeah, but he's in surgery. So
And those can go hours. Yes.
yeah, yes, Ed, you are right. So honestly, it got to 4 o'clock, 4:15 in the afternoon, and I'd been at that hospital from about 9 o'clock in the morning. I swear.
So you really enjoyed Easter weekend so far, haven't
Mate,
you?
sweet Lord. That was awful. So at this point, because I've been on my phone or I've been watching stuff on my phone, I'd not took a charger. I didn't notice at like 4 o'clock, I'd got about 5% battery life.
no.
Anyway, they called me. The doctor called me, and he's like, right, Kev, we've got to keep you in. I'm like,
Overnight.
well, no, it's a lot longer than that. It was,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like so he says, like, "We're really sorry, we've got to keep you in." He says, we basically, you've got gallstones.
Yeah.
He says, they are the small ones. He says, the reason you're in so much pain is one of them is right near your liver. He says, the big thing is you've got a really serious infection, which is what's causing all the problem. He says, I shouldn't tell you this, and I mean this genuinely. He says, I should not tell you this. He says, but I've been a doctor for 20 years, and it's the highest infection rate I've ever seen on anybody. I was like, fucking get that on a chart, mate. Get that.
Calling Guinness Book of World Records right now.
I swear, I was like, like when you play an arcade game and you have like a top 10 of things, like number 1, I was like, let me put my initials on that, because that was like a great spot. And he said, like, it's...
So, like, the infection was big. Like, there was a lot of fluid and shit. Like,
it
gross.
basically said, well, I didn't quite... I was like, what do you mean? He says, like, well, normally your infection rate is sort of 20 to 30. He says, yours is 300 and something.
Holy fuck.
He says, we've got to get you on antibiotics. And we've got
Even
to get
Master
them...
Yoda's Metachlorian count is not that high.
M count, baby. M count. Yeah.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm not sure.
Fucking
So-
garbage with the Metachlorian count.
Oh, mate, it was like, I was so proud. I was like, this is amazing. So
Did you tell Master Yoda?
the chosen one of gallstones. That's the one.
My
So
God.
they basically, they kept me in there, and then they said, we've got to get you on this, we've got to get your antibiotics in intravenously. And I had nothing at this point. I've got no charger, I've got no change of clothes. I'm like, oh shit. So
Food? Have you even eaten? Probably not,
Nope.
right?
I could not eat anything.
Yeah.
I mean, not to get
You're
into
approaching
it, but
24 hours, probably.
Yeah,
without eating.
it
Yeah.
was 48 because
Oh,
the last
48,
I was just not to get horrible, but I was vomiting that bad. That
Oh, you're
Friday
also
night.
vomiting. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
that adds
so
to it. Yeah.
that Friday night was the worst, genuinely the worst I think I've ever been
in your life.
for that. It was awful, yeah. And then I was drinking water, Ed. I was drinking water like for a day or two after and throwing the water back up.
Yep. That's how you know it's bad. Yep.
Yes. So it was like it was like awful. So I had to ring up family. I had to ring up like, can you bring me an overnight bag? For God's sake, bring my headphones. I can't deal
Bring
with
my charger.
I can't deal with
I
humanity.
can't stand these goddamn people.
Kev, you know what you could do? Listen to our podcast that you weren't on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I can't
Dude.
do that.
Dude, I was really ill. I couldn't.
He's like, you want me to have more pain? Why would you want me to do that?
I already feel like shit.
I got like 20 minutes in, and I'm like, can you knock me out? Can you give me some anesthetic?
Just hit me with that.
Just do whatever. Just do whatever you can, please. So yeah, actually, my mum and sister came over and just like So the first night, straight on a ward, and so they put you on a ward of 4 people. So that first night, dude, honestly, boys, it was one of the worst. It was one of the worst nights.
Wait.
So like
4 people
four other
per room?
patients? 4 other patients?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's 4 of us on this ward.
And what was the average intelligence of the
overnight
other?
room?
Yeah. No. It's like a square room, and then there's 4 beds in each corner, kind of thing.
Were they
So
of average intelligence? The other
No.
4?
Let's say no.
Oh,
that's mean.
And don't even get me started on personal hygiene at this point, right?
oh my god!
Right?
Yeah.
And there was this guy in it. It was a nice guy, and he's in the bed opposite to me. And my bed, so in between my bed and then the bed to the left of me, is the toilet, right? But the guy opposite me, right? Now this is all genuinely true. The guy opposite me, they'd basically given him something to clear his system out.
Oh shit! Like a peg. Yeah. Oh man.
So literally, this guy
Yep.
is shitting in this room.
You can hear it.
Everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is done. I was like, please, God.
So it's like that shit before colonoscopy. Like he's just
it must have, I don't know. I've got to be honest.
Shit when you die.
At 3 a.m, at 3 a.m, when I can hear is literally dropping a kidney in the toilet.
Everybody shits when you die.
You're like, is there a gallbladder in there? I'll take it.
I like knocking on the door. What's the matter? Have you got a gallbladder in that toilet, mate?
You have a good a good working running gallbladder in there. I'll take it.
Was he like walking and just shitting at the same time?
Honestly, he was walking. I mean, but it kept coming out the toilet, and I'm not joking. Like 30 seconds later, he was back in there. And
Did he run? No, he probably ran, right, or shuffled pretty quick.
And it was all night.
Cool.
And I'm like, oh my God!
Give that old milk of magnesia.
So I tried to put my headphones on, but I hadn't got my noise cancelling headphones. I'd just got like those normal in-ear ones. So
Was that your sister? Who brought those? I'm just kidding.
Oh shit, yeah. Ed, she's not my sister anymore. We've
Parted ways.
I'm like, you call yourself family? I'm like, what kind of shit headphones are these? Come on, this is terrible. Absolutely awful.
I'm just dying here thinking, oh yeah, Scruffy's are back. So 4 of it, like people tuning in, be like, oh yeah, Scruffy's are back. I can't wait to listen to this. And I got to listen to this guy shitting all night.
This is so on brand.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry. So
no, you're fine.
But then, the following morning. So I'd got the following morning. They came to see me. So I got the drip on. I'd had like 1 lot of antibiotics.
Yes.
So they were doing those 3 times a day at like 6 a.m., 1 p.m., and 10 p.m. So I'd had 2 at that point. And then about 8, 9 o'clock, they were like, we're going to move you. We've got to take you to another ward. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like,
You've graduated.
You passed the test.
Less intensive care.
You passed the test. You can.
I am ready for the trials.
I'm ready for the.
I like how we sprinkle Star Wars throughout this story.
Yeah. It's not my place to disagree about the boy. But well, I'm not joking. And I was like, okay. She said, we're going to take you to another ward. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm getting ready. She's like, no, you can't walk. We've got to take you on the bed. I was like, even better. I was like,
very nice.
Even better. So it was like the 3rd floor they were taking me up to. I'm not joking, boys. They reeled me onto this ward. And I could see this ward, and I'm like, oh, fuck. They went straight past that, down the corridor, fucking wheeled me into a private room. I'm like, whoa!
Ooh, very nice.
It was absolute bliss. It was like...
But the shit you saw on the way was pretty bad, eh?
Well, yeah. So...
Like homeless people? Like what?
Oh, no. Just people in a bad way.
Yeah. It's sad.
I mean, I was kind of really questioning why I got the private room and some of those people are on ward. But I'm like, I am not.
Who I am.
I'm not saying Jack.
Jimmy knows the guy, mate. He rang ahead.
Jimmy rang ahead, didn't he? I spoke to my man, Jimmy Dice. I'm like, Jimmy, can you get me a private room? He's like, I'm on it. I'm on it, buddy. I'm on it, buddy.
Friend in need.
Oh, God. So I had like I obviously I had all my antibiotics in there, but oh man, it was like. But then like I was only supposed to be in a couple of days because they needed to get the big concern was that infection rate. They needed to bring that down. So I thought they said it would be like a couple of days, but it wasn't falling as quickly as they wanted. So basically, I had to stay in till the following Friday.
Wait, how many nights is that? That's like
So I had 4 nights.
wow.
Because it was like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. No, it was
4.
no. I had 5 nights. I had but then the final night, and this was even like the final night, or the one before. They came in to see me again, and they're like, "We've got to move you again." I'm like, Jesus Christ!
I kind of handle it.
And my heart sank. I'm like, oh no. I was feeling a bit better at this point because I'd had like 4 or 5 days of these antibiotics. The good thing for me in the hospital was that like I wasn't constantly on the drip, so they would put it in for 20 minutes, take it out, and then I could go for like a walk, or I could, like I didn't have to stay on the ward or anything like that, so I could go for a walk. So I got like visitors and stuff like that.
Go lift weights with the other inmates. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. No, so because obviously I was in that private room, it was great because I could just because one of the nights was shit up because like Forest were playing on one of the nights that I were in there, so I could watch I got like my camera, my phone, and I'm watching Forest because I couldn't get to that game either because we played on the Tuesday night, and Forest played Fulham at home. Right, so I'm watching this on my phone. First half, we're 3-0 up, and we're playing like fucking Brazil. And I'm like, these bastards are taking piss out of me here.
Of course they
are. I'm like, I go to these games and I'm watching all this absolute rubbish. They were brilliant, honestly. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And the nurse came in and she's like, what are you watching? And I'm like, watching football. She's like, oh, are you watching? I'm like, Forest and my team. She went, oh, you're not going to like who I support. I went, you're fucking Derby County, aren't you? She went, yeah. And I was like, they're obviously our big rivals. I'm like, oh my God, she's in charge. She's in charge of the medicine, isn't she? I'm like,
add a little more of this.
Another week.
And
that's why you got moved out of that private room. He's a fucking Forest fan. Let's get him back with that guy that's shitting all night.
Immediately walks over to the drip, starts like adding more shit to it.
Yeah. So then, but then the fight, it was, for me, I've never thought that, but you're right. I reckon it was like after then, she's like, get that prick back on that ward. Get that Forest fan out there. So then the final night, they put me on this ward. They put me back onto a ward, so they moved me again. And it was a different ward.
They said the reason was why? Because...
No idea. Absolutely no idea. I think it's just beds.
Yeah, space.
Just, space or whatever, or,
This is probably a big problem there.
Yeah, somebody had to go in that private room. So she said, we're going to put you on a ward for tonight. We think you can go home tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe
and then
more serious.
They put me back on this ward.
Next to the guy that's shitting all night.
No. There was another guy opposite me.
Is that the guy you sent the photo of to me, mate?
Mate. So there's a photo, mate.
Fucking brilliant.
Right. Right. He's an old guy. Let's say he's a bit overweight. And I'm gonna preface this as
a bit overweight.
Right.
Sounds
right.
like more like a lot overweight.
A few extra stones.
So the first time I was on the ward first, and he was already there. And he was already there. And he's talking, and I'm like, I don't really want to talk to anybody. I just felt I was a bit flat and a bit low, because look, at this point, I was supposed to be in America like a week later, right? And I'd asked the doctor, I'm like, look, I was going to go see Emily. I was like, can I fly? And he's basically like, well, you can, but I don't recommend that you do. And I'd kind of had to tell her that morning, look, so I was as absolute flat and as low as I could possibly be at that point, because I said, like, I can't. And we were both like, look, sensible, and then they moved me onto that ward as well that morning. And then there's just this guy, and he's like talking. So the first thing we get is like, because it was about lunchtime, so we get like lunch. And he's trying to talk to me, and he's fucking deaf as a post. He's
man.
right. So it's like, oh, what you in for, mate? What you in for? And I'm like, gallbladder. What? Gallbladder. What? The gallbladder. I can't hear you. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm like, oh, no.
Your balls
Oh, no.
splatter.
And I'm like, are you what? And he's like, what you got for dinner? I'm like, I've got some salmon. What? Salmon. And I'm like, oh, no. This
So
is
he
a
must
gallbladder.
have recently lost his hearing.
I don't know.
I feel
But
like
then
people that have been living with it just
And it's like-
don't listen and just keep going.
Anyway, and it's like, and he's talking, and I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, no, I'm bleeding everywhere, mate. I'm bleeding everywhere. I'm like,
Shit.
I'm like, I don't want to have this conversation at volume.
bleeding everywhere, mate.
And like, honestly, I'm like, this is not a conversation that I want at this point. And I'm like, I didn't ask him like out of what orifice. I really don't want to know like where that's coming out of.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then anyway, it's like, so they get him out of bed. And of course, he's only got one of these loose gowns on, you know, like the loose gowns. And I swear they'd not sealed it up at the back.
So there's just ass cheeks
So he-
flapping in the wind.
He gets out of bed, and I'm not joking. I felt like really sorry for him, but I'm like, I'm not going anywhere near that. I'm like, no way. And he's like, his arse is out, and it's like, just like.
What was he
And
like?
then-
Like
but the-
Harkonnen?
But then the worst of it is that the nurse obviously tied the back of it up, and then he sat down in the chair opposite. Now, as we've all seen Basic Instinct, can't we? Right? Let me stress. This was as far from Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct as this gets. And I'm not joking. So his legs
way
are
too much.
his legs are akimbo, like proper, like the wedding tackle's hanging out, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! I'm like, this is,
tackle.
it's like,
Man, you brought up
I'm
like the example on the other side of the spectrum, man. That was
oh God!
got me
And
excited.
I could not. I could not help but take a picture, and I'm sending it.
And send it to fucking me.
I sent it to Chris.
We'll
I'm like,
post it on
mate,
Twitter later.
I'm like, oh, it was awful. And then that night, it obviously something. I was just nodding off. It was about 1 a.m, and then he pushed his emergency button, and all nurses came. So he'd obviously wasn't. And then I got absolutely no sleep whatsoever. But anyway, and then the morning came. They were like, right, your infection's a lot better. We can send you home. Oh, and at this point, basically, they were like, we're going to have to take your gallbladder out at some point. Luckily, I'd had an MRI scan, Ed.
Yeah.
So
Good.
I had to have one of those. Yeah. So
And it was clean. Was good.
which was it wasn't clean, basically. But the stone. No, so one of the stones that was near my liver had gone.
That's good.
I'd passed
Yep.
I'd passed that.
It. Okay.
I've got like 3 or 4 little stones in there, but they weren't causing any problem. You know, because like they do the MRI scan. It was only like 25, 30 minutes, and it was really weird because it's all dead noisy in it. It's all those stupid noises, and it was like it's hilarious at one point because I said to Chris, like, there's a one point in it that I was laughing my head off in the thing because there's all these noises, and there's this noise, and it's like going. Bum, 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 and I could think of was fucking Suburba's Pod Racer. I'm like, this is like,
yes.
it fucking, it really sounded like it. I'm like,
Back
whoa.
to Star Wars, baby.
I
Yeah.
will be betting heavily on him. He always wins.
And I'm like, and there's all these like weird noises, and it was like, because it was my gallbladder, I couldn't really like zone out because a lot of it, I had to do breathing exercises because it was like, the next exercise is a breathing exercise. Breathe in, breathe out. And it was all stuff like that. So that went on. But it was really funny because it was about 25, 30 minutes. And there'd been nothing. It was like dead quiet apart from these exercises. 5 minutes before it was due to finish, they started to play music. So I'm like, and like Simple Minds That You Forget About Me comes on because I'm like, seriously, I'm like, if they fucking put Coldplay on at this point, I'm just going to get out. I'm just going to get the,
Get me out
I'm
of
just
here.
going to leave. Like, don't do this to me. This week's already been bad enough. So yeah, they did all that. And basically so they got my infection rate down.
Ed
And then-
Sheeran starts like Ed Sheeran just
Yeah.
like walks in and starts playing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. And I can't get out of the MRI.
Yeah. You're just like stuck. Don't move. Don't move.
Like,
You can't
Don't
move.
you move.
You
Don't
can't
you move. I'm going to play my album in full, motherfuckers.
That's Clockwork Orange, mate. It's like Clockwork Orange.
Only with your ears. Only
Yeah.
like the reverse of that. Like, whoa. So I then had some oral medication for like
Excuse
3 or
me?
4
Oh,
days
yeah,
after that.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I had
That's later this
some.
week.
So you want to say?
I said
Yeah.
that'll be later this week.
And then I had some more medication, Ed, like loads of it, and then they sent me home. I was a bit rough. For,
Had to
like,
cancel your trip, which sucks.
that was awful.
Obviously.
But
Yeah.
good news. She'll be here on Thursday morning, so she's going to come.
Oh,
and see me
good. Good.
For a few days.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't tell you how.
Another
much I miss
happy
her.
landing.
Yeah.
Hey, when she gets here, you can take her to see the fucking Phantom of the Menace in the theaters because that's
Oh,
still going
that's
to be
fucking-
playing on
I'm
Thursday.
sure she'll want to see that. Yeah.
That's my surprise
Yeah.
for her, and that'll be the end
25th
of our
anniversary
relationship.
of the thing. You're here. Let's go watch.
Yeah.
Jaja.
Make a
And then-
pizza, put it in that box you have, and then
I
serve
said
it.
all that, mate. I said the pizza box is fine.
Dude,
I mean,
you
I'll
can
ne-
reuse the pizza box. Come on, man. What act of love.
I'll
is
never
not
ever see her
that?
ever again in my life if I did that. But it was like,
Imagine her
Yeah,
serving
don't
her
take
a
advice
pizza
from us.
in that box, taking her to see.
and I'll
Menace.
probably won't be alive after that either. Like,
More problems with the gallbladder.
So
I flew all the way out here, and you're taking me
Yeah.
to see this movie. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
she'll
It's
be
my
like,
favorite.
It's over. It's over. Like so yeah. So I basically now I've been absolutely. I was really bad for a couple of weeks, mate.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
Like proper fucked up, and but like once after about a week of that and all the getting the meds in, I'm absolutely fine. I've just got to wait now for the surgery. They said that might be sort of end of May, June time. Just literally keyhole surgery, bang. No overnight stays or anything like that.
Yeah, like a laser thing, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just keyhole. Yeah, so they go.
You don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah, just like
yeah.
a couple of. Yeah. So I'm bleeding everywhere, mate. Bloody bleeding everywhere.
Do you know just what the funny thing was, mate, about that photo that Kev sent? His fucking Converse All-Stars were poking up at the bottom of the picture.
Nice.
Like, Kev sat in bed, still got his fucking All-Star, like his Converse on.
Amazing. Amazing.
I never even realised at the time, and you were like, "Fucking hell, mate! You've got your fucking Converse on, lying in bed." I'm like, "Mate, you're damn right, I have." Like,
I don't trust these floors.
oh, but yeah. So that's
You
where
got
we
through
are.
it, Kev.
I'm
You
through
got
it.
through it.
I'm
The other
feeling great
side.
now.
We are
I'm feeling all good. I've just got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just got to be careful. I've just pretty much got to watch what I eat, which has been
Lower fat
thought-
content.
that
right.
is exactly Edward Bossart. So
I may or may not be a pharmacist.
my good friend Christopher Hall, who's been really supportive through all this.
Hey!
Right, every time that motherfucker has a pizza, I get a picture of it. Like every time he has a fucking milkshake, every time he has really nice, I'm like, this fucker.
It's like going down on a stick of butter.
Oh, God.
This is what friends are for, mate.
It says absolutely, mate. But thanks for everybody's messages. Emily got me through it. Chris got me through it.
We're happy for you.
Family
man.
got me through it. It was just like, it was shit. But see, as soon as they get the surgery done, bang, we should be pretty much sorted.
Yes.
So yeah, that explains. It doesn't explain why I've had 6 months off the pod, but that's like.
But that's something.
So
Well,
what about
that's
your week
that's
in
like
Star Wars then,
Forrest,
Kev?
too. Yeah.
What's Star Wars? What's that?
What's that?
Yeah. So I missed some games. I missed some Forest games, but got back to that a few weeks ago, which nearly safe, Ed.
Yeah, really, nearly. I mean,
Yeah.
They don't. If they don't fuck up, they're
Yeah, we're
fine,
pretty much
right?
there. If we get one win, we're fine. We might get some points back this week from the points.
Oh
deduction that
wait,
we had.
you need one win. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if that's gonna happen.
But then you've still got to have.
One win.
Ed, I'd like to say I've missed you, but I'd be fucking lying. Fucking prick.
You
Oh,
said
dude.
like a draw or tie or whatever, then maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, you're still then relying on the other teams have got to win both games, and things like that. So we're pretty much there. We're pretty much there. If we get a point back this week, because there's a rumor that we could get 1 or 2 points back from the
debacle. Yeah.
On the points deduction, which has been an absolute farce from start to finish.
Well, what's it at right now? Minus.
We had 4 points off.
Okay.
But there's a rumor we could get 1 or maybe 2 back. I think we'll get 1 back, 1 point back, which
Every
will
point
pretty much
matters.
that will take Burnley out the equation because our goal difference is way superior, and then it will just be us and Luton. And then for us to get relegated, we'd have to lose both games, and they'd have to win both games.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's a good situation. Yeah. However, it's Forest, so
yeah, I know. That
could happen.
I've always said that it could. So yeah, but yeah, back. Thankfully, I missed 2 or 3 games on that, which was shite. But yeah, we're back to that. And then, yeah, I've had some shit hot adventures since I came out of hospital, because which we'll get to in Chris's week, because I think I've fucking bored everybody enough.
Yeah, we're like 46
fucking
minutes
Jesus
in.
Christ,
Yeah,
I am sorry, everybody.
Yeah,
I am so sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh my God. But yeah, we've had some brilliant, like, 3 or 4
People have learned
we'll
about the healthcare system in an emergency situation in England.
It's outrageous.
Oh, and another thing. Yeah, what is it with hospital food, man? Oh, sweet Lord, it's god awful. Anyway, that's
Don't
it.
you want green jello?
I'm gonna go into
They need some
gonna go
Bovril. Could you imagine?
Bovril, mate, in hospital. That
Yeah,
should be nice.
here's a Bovril New Yorkshire pudding. That'll really, help the
That's
old
gonna
cholesterol.
help. That's gonna help. with
That'll help that
cholesterol.
guy needing to shit every 30 minutes or whatever.
I reckon that's what he'd had, mate. He'd just had a Bovril. That's why he was in the bog all the time, wasn't it? He'd had a couple of Bovrils and it were like fucking shitting through Ivan Needle, wasn't he? It's just like, Jesus Christ.
good.
Okay,
God.
so Kev, you met up. What happened? I don't know, Chris. Chris, you're back. Sorry, you can
shit.
continue.
Yeah, well, Christopher, it's your turn to take the helm here. We're you bring us
we
back
can
on
talk
course.
about, Chris has got more than, but we've had a couple of days. And
So
yeah.
me and Kev have had quite a few adventures. It's been in chronological order. I will. One of the first things we did once Kev was feeling better, we went to a vintage toy fair in Birmingham, which we went to last year, wasn't it? We went back end of last year.
Yes, mate. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Sure.
And it's rad. It's so good. So it's not like a con, not like a normal con. It's just all toys. So there's no fucking shit there. There's no like dickheads like me selling
Pokemon cards and
prints.
stuff.
Yeah, there is a few Pokemon things, but like there's no cosplay or there's no guests or anything. It's just stalls and stalls of vintage toys. It's amazing. We love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
But good friend, fucking hell, Kev, you've choked me, mate.
I'm sorry, mate.
Woo! 40 minutes. We love it.
Sweet Lord.
But good friend of the show and good friend in life, Mr. Andy Bell.
Yeah.
Drove up and met us there for the day. And he came bearing gifts, which was fantastic. So big shout out to Sean Hoffman and his co-host on Just Shilling. He, as previous listeners will know, when they both came on our pod, we talked a lot about crafting and modelling, didn't we, Ed?
Yes.
As Sean is a keen crafter and modeller. And he put a little package together and sent it to Andy, because obviously I talked about how I've just got into scratch building and all that shit. Got a couple of new droids on the go at the minute, Ed. But yeah, he sent me loads of like Greebly stuff. So like loads and loads of like stuff I can kit bash with. Awesome little box. So shout out to Sean for that. And Andy actually gave me some old models, some old Star Wars models.
Mate.
Like So what? Go on, Kev. Go on.
They were fucking rad. They were, mate.
Yeah.
They were like, we were just saying, just as a side issue, because like there's a toy shop that Chris and I have talked about from our childhood, like called Beatties. And these used to have like these model kits in, and I used to look at them going like, oh, they're great. And Andy opened up the boot of his car, like his trunk, and there's all these kits in it. I'm like, whoa. I was like, why can't I be fucking gifted, like talented? And I was like, I want those kits, even though I wouldn't know what to do with them. So yeah, mate, they were brilliant, wasn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. So he gave me like an old Millennium Falcon, Snowspeeder, and a Y-wing. On the premise that I'm gonna like smash it all up and kit bash of it, but I don't know if I can because they're so rad. These kits are like so good. I might just have a go at painting them or whatnot. But yeah, anyway, that was at the toy fair, mate. It was sick, wasn't it?
It was shit up, mate. Because that just to what Chris said, it was like I'd just come out of hospital on the Friday, and I was
It was a bit touch and go.
Yeah.
On that last week, towards the end of the week while Kev was in hospital, I'm like, mate, what are you saying about Sunday? Are you going to make this toy show or what?
But I made it, and I was like, it was like, well, if you feel knackered, I'd got all my meds with me. I still had to take me antibiotics, but I felt fine at that point. I felt fairly decent. I had a couple of rests in, mate, but like, it was great. It was shit up, mate, because I'd had a shitty couple of weeks, and it was just like,
just a boost needed, wasn't it?
Oh, well, it was. It absolutely.
As long as Kev wasn't driving and parking far away.
Oh, I did. I did all that. Yeah, mate. Shit. It was in Birmingham, mate, and I parked in Oxford. But no, it was.
That was a deep cut. That was a deep pull. That was.
Yeah, it was.
That was great, Ed.
I was actually listening at that point. Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. Brilliant. But yeah, I picked up some cool bits. So I got some Madball head poppers, which I've talked about before, which I'm trying to collect the first line of that. So they were rad. I got some old Masters of the Universe figures. I just fell into a big hole again, haven't I? Fucking.
Mate.
There's always a hole. There's always.
If you go back on this pod, like if you go through the archives, I'm absolutely convinced on one episode I said, "Do you know what, guys? I'm done collecting toys."
I'm pretty
it's
sure
just got. I'm not joking, mate. It's got out of hand. These past few weeks has just been stupid. Now I'm fucking collecting Masters of the Universe toys. What am I doing? I don't need to do that.
No Funkos, right?
Hey, what I like mate, was like we were talking about it. It's like, are you going to go to con? And I'm like, I think I'll be fine. I says, if I take it easy, I says, I want to get like a little pick me up. I want to see, I'm not really seeing Chris. He kept in touch and stuff. I'm like, oh, we'll have a great day out. Andy was there, and Chris's mate Dale had come up for it, who's shit hot Forest fan as well. So I'm like, have you got what you want, Chris? Have you got what you're going for? He's like, fucking hell, mate, I've got a massive list of shit I want. Like,
oh, shit.
And you got like loads of it, mate, in about 5-10 minutes, haven't you, mate?
I ticked off. The number one item I wanted was this old Hasbro Star WWF Ultimate Warrior figure.
Yeah.
They made 3, and I've got 2 of them, and the third one is dead hard to find, and it's always dead expensive on eBay. So I was like, I'm going to have a look at the show. And I stumbled across it on this guy's store, and I was like, fucking hell, I can't believe it. I was like, how much is this, mate? He was like, it's a £5. I was like, shut. I couldn't get my money out of my pocket fast enough, because it ranges from like £30 to £50 on eBay. And Kev went, oh, is that the one you really want? And I was like, yeah. And the guy went, all right, it's 20 quid then, mate.
Oh, yeah.
It was shit out, wasn't it?
Funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah. It was a beat.
Oh, so which figure? Who was it?
It's the Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
But the best thing I got all day, I actually got for free.
Mate.
So I was buying this figure off this guy. I was buying a it's a knockoff, but it's a blue snaggletooth, like vintage Kenner Star Wars.
Oh, sure.
So these are about $2,000. If this was genuine, it'd be about $2,000.
Yeah.
But it's a knockoff. It cost me a tenner. Looks good on shelf though, doesn't it?
Of course.
Yeah.
But I was buying that, and then Kev was like, "Mate, look at that. It's rad." And there was this really cool, like big vinyl Jar Jar money bank. And I was like, let's have a look, mate. See how much that is.
I
So,
love how
like,
Kev knows exactly like what you'll spend money on. He's just like right there.
Kev was the one that actually picked it up and was like, oh, this is awesome. So he looks underneath. He's like, it's only £3. I was like, well, I'm having that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gave it to Guy. So I totally took it out of Kev's hand and was like, I'm buying this. Gave it to the guy, and the guy was like, I was like, is that 13 then, mate? 10 and 3. Yeah, he's like, he says, I'll tell you a story now. I was like, what's that, mate? He's like,
Oh, shit.
does this mean anything to you? He's like, I was like, what do you mean? He was like, are you excited about this? I was like, excited? It's fucking Jar Jar Binks, mate. Of course I'm excited.
Yeah.
And he says, I've had this on my store for absolutely years, and no one's ever wanted it.
Oh my
and
God.
I said to myself this morning, if someone picks that up and they're excited by it, I'm going to give it them for free so you can have it.
Oh,
Absolute result.
He's here, look at him, massive.
dude, that's
He's fucking
amazing! It's like it's a bust and a piggy bank all in one.
Yeah.
It's
Man,
so
that's
good.
like one of them hot toy things, you know?
Yeah, it's so cool. So yeah, that was rad.
That's
what did
amazing.
What did you
I
get,
love it.
Kev?
Oh, so I've been going. So I told you, like, I think I mentioned it on a few pods. The last one that I was on, I wanted some Power of the Force figures that I was kind of like,
Yes,
in
mate, 'cause
for.
you got some out your attic, didn't you?
Yeah, I found like loads of stormtroopers and loads of like, and I wanted a Vader and a couple of stormtroopers, and yeah, they were, like this guy was selling some off for like £3 and 2 for £5. So I got all those, but there was this shit hot stall there. There wasn't much like kaijus and Japanese toys, but there was this one guy there who had been to Japan Anime and like bought a load of like toys back.
Yeah.
And I picked up this like flamed Godzilla figure. 'Cause there was like Chris, we'd spotted this awesome Godzilla -1 figure, and we were like, "Oh, it's a bit much. We're not going to get it." And then we went for a walk round, carried on walking, and then we came back and it had gone. And I was like really gutted because I was thinking of like, should I get that? But anyway, I just got this like Godzilla figure, which is fucking great. Like taking out the box, only like £25. What else did I get, mate? I think that was about it, wasn't it? I think that was pretty much it for me.
Yeah.
I think.
Andy picked up some.
Oh,
a
mate.
couple of Mexican bootleg Chewbaccas that are
That
just so good.
Chewbacca was
sure.
shit hot.
They're so bad.
Absolutely.
One of them's from that game. What's it called? That you're into,
Imperial
Julian.
Soul.
No, that game
Oh.
where there was a book and the soundtrack and all that shit in the 90s.
Oh, Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah, mate. When he's got that crew cut, when
Yeah.
Chewie's got that flat top.
Like steampunk
Yeah.
Chewy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but they're blue. They're made out of blue rubber. Like so,
Oh, interesting.
they're just
Okay.
so random. But I love the crudeness. Like I got some stuff off that store as well, like the bootleg stuff. It's
Yeah.
just another rabbit hole in it that I've
No.
that
No,
fell
no.
down.
Those
But we'll
holes.
get-
Yeah.
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 I
They
think
like
that
to
was rad.
build.
Yeah. Yeah, go on, mate.
That was rad adventure. Nice to see Andy again.
It was great.
And
It was a
then-
great day. And it was just to go on, it was just like shit hot after what I'd sort of been through. The only
Yeah.
fucking downside was we went for fucking lunch after, and guess what these three bastards had? Fucking massive pizza right in front of me.
Yep.
Ideal.
And there's me with my
You can't
sea
have
bass.
that. Yeah.
Can't have that. Can't have that. Oh, but it was a brilliant day.
You're
It
like,
was.
I'll have Gatorade.
You know, I'm like, do you serve water? Do you have water here?
Can I have some tap water, please?
Does that water
I'll
have...
take it 5 tables over there so I
You
don't have
know,
to
yeah.
watch these pricks.
Is that water low fat? Is it low fat water?
Yeah, I'll sit over here. Well, it's funny actually. The other day, Ed, I was going through my photos from Anaheim, and I found that when we went to that sports bar on the first night
Yeah.
where I had that ranch sauce and it made
Mhm.
me throw up everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a photo of Kev sat on a table.
Yeah,
on his
he
own,
was
like,
sitting at
dead
table over.
grumpy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't remember what happened. And I was like, why
I
are you
don't
sat on your own being grumpy? And he was like, can't you remember? One of you said that A New Hope was shit, so I fucked off.
That was well funny.
Yeah,
That's great.
I'm just trying to get under Kev's skin, probably someone. I don't remember
Yeah.
saying that, but anyway, I think he just wanted some room to spread out
wanted
after being
privacy.
on a plane for so long. You know, you want to
Yeah.
spread out.
He was ripping farts like crazy. Didn't want
Oh
to
yes, Jimmy, secretly on my own.
Yeah.
Oof. Let's get out of that. Oh,
Anyway, we digress. So that was one cool adventure, and then was it last weekend, Kev?
Yes.
My fucking life's just been
I know, mate.
full on, mate.
Yeah,
at the minute.
yeah, it was. It was
last
Sunday.
weekend, right? So last Sunday we did something. Before I get to that, we did something in London. But the week leading up to that, like an idiot, I decided to go to London 3 times that week on separate
Right.
occasions
Wow.
because I'm an absolute idiot. One was a work related trip, which was fine. I went to an Adobe conference, which was rad. Met my brother there, had a rad day.
Nice.
Then I went back to work for 2 days, and then on the Thursday night, I drove down to my friend Dale's, who came to the Toy-Con with us. Who myself and Dale are actually
He listens, right?
making.
He listens.
Yeah, mate.
Hi,
yeah,
Dale.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey, you're right.
So I've mentioned this before, like ages ago, but myself and Dale are actually in the process of like making some toys that we're going to release, like some bootleg figures at the minute.
sure.
So I went down Thursday night to do some shit on that, and then the day after we drove. He lives in Oxford, so about an hour out of London. So we drove into London, and I went to a really cool, actually. It was a skateboard exhibition at the Design Museum in London. So it was like the history of skateboards was fucking so cool. So they've got like the earliest boards ever, like, and it went through all the decades and shit. And I got to the 90s section, and I was like spaffing everywhere. But yeah, I won't bore everyone with that. It was
What
rad.
is whoa, spaffing? What does that mean? Spaffing? What the
I was
fuck does that mean?
jizzing everywhere. I was excited.
Oh, okay.
jizzing.
Yeah.
this is like a never mind.
He's excited. He's excited.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like Arnold in Pumping Iron. I'm coming all the time, you know. when I do the pump, it's like the feeling of ejaculation. I pump at home, I pump in the gym. I'm coming all the time. I got excited by the skateboards. That's all we need to know.
Love it.
So that was one London trip, and then I came home, and then 2 days later, myself and Kev went down to London again to another toy convention. But this time we went to something called Toy-Con UK, which is it's a designer toy convention. It's very niche and it's nothing. There's no vintage toys there or anything. So it's all independently made, not mass produced. There's no like Hasbro shit there whatsoever. Yeah. It's all independent artists creating like vinyl figures and Safubi figures and resin made sculpts. So cool.
That sounds
it's
really
awesome,
cool,
isn't it, Kev?
it's fucking brilliant. Yeah, we've done a couple before, haven't we? Like, kind of. But this was
Nothing like this, though.
Nothing like this. A big event like this. But the dealers are great. You know, they're dead friendly. They're pretty much a lot of the toys that they've designed themselves. They've given them like a backstory, haven't they? Or they've given it like a word, and some of them give like comics out with it. Or it was shit hot, honestly, like really, really good. I think the only thing, which I'm sure Chris would mention anyway, that we said, because originally the event Saturday and Sunday, and obviously before I got here, Forrest was supposed to play on the Saturday. So I said to Chris, let's go Sunday. He says, if that's all right, we'll go on the Sunday, because Saturday I'm going to be at the football. Of course, Sky TV changed that game, so we couldn't change our tickets. And, you know, looking at the videos which Crystal took, it looks like most of the Saturday was like the best day, because all the good stuff goes, because they're like limited editions, aren't they, mate? And
the runs that they make are like so small that they're just like,
so people know, and they just like go in and scoop that up real quick.
Yeah, and it's a real like niche fan base, and people just queue like, and they like run across the floor like dead quick as soon as they get in. And so a lot of the times, what they do to make it fair is they'll do a lottery. So you get a ticket, and then at say 1 p.m. everyone crowds around, and they'll call it out. If your ticket's chosen, you've got the first chance to buy the exclusive. If that makes sense. So it makes it fair. So it's not the first person to run across the floor. It's done on a ticketed
'Cause nobody likes that guy.
Yeah.
No one likes that guy.
Hey,
But yeah, it's rad. There's a guy that I really like on YouTube. That he always covers the con, and he's actually like released some toys himself this year. Guy called Theo Kane from Slimehouse TV. Like we've seen him before, haven't we, Kev?
no,
At
mate.
cons?
Yeah.
And he's always filming and stuff, and I'm always like, I just don't want to be that dick that's like, right, mate, I love your stuff. But I've seen him that many times and not said anything. I thought I've just got to say hello because like I watch his content all the time. So I went and introduced myself and had a chat with him. That was rad. So that was a bit of a highlight. But I went a bit nuts, didn't I, Kev?
Mate, fucking hell. It was piss funny.
It's like
Like
Tony, wasn't it?
genuinely hilarious. Because like, so we decided like, because it wasn't too busy, was it? Which was really cool.
No.
Like,
it's
Sunday
not.
it was like, you know, when you go to these things and you go, oh, this is great. It's not like obviously the Saturday, that's what you're going to get. So if we go on the day that the things are launched on the Saturday, it's going to be a lot busier. But yeah, we were just like looking around and just chatting to people, and we said like, let's just scope it all out. Let's just go around and then we'll start buying. Mate, it was nuts, wasn't it? Like once you sort of
Once I bought the first thing, that was it. The floodgates opened, and I was like, let's fucking go.
it was a sign.
That
It was
wallet's
an absolute
open.
sign.
I bought some rat
Yeah.
mad shit, didn't I?
Mate, yeah,
Dig deep.
it's got some. I mean, to be fair, they've got some shit hot cool stuff, and like he bought some. I love those Swedish guys, mate. They were just like they were the best because like you bought a couple of figures off
Yeah,
them.
tell
so you
us
bought
about your
one.
favorite ones.
Yeah, I'm not going to show it, but it's like this big. It's quite large, isn't it, Kev?
Yeah, mate.
It's
yeah.
what's referred to as Japanese sofubi. So sofubi toys are made out of vinyl, but they're hollow, and it's a really it's like a rotocast process for how they make them. And they're really, really hard. They're really expensive to produce, so they're quite high end, but they're just really cool and collectible. And so I'd gone. I knew these guys were there. Mosa Toys, they're called, these two guys. They're from Sweden, and they've made these toys independently. They've created this like alien character and done him in like 3 or 4 different colorways. They've given him this whole like backstory, and it's just dead cool. And like on their Instagram page, he's like they talk like it's like the characters talking to you from outer space rather than them. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and it's like a mutant slime thing. It's just so crisp. It's unreal. It just
really
appeals
is.
to me
So
so much.
if someone was to Google it, what would they Google?
Google it.
Mosa Toys, so it's MOSA Toys.
Okay.
And they've only got that one character, so he'll come up. But anyway, I went over and I bought one, and the guy was like dead stoked that I bought one. And then later on, I'd like bought a lot more stuff, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get another one." So I'm gonna get one in a different colorway. And I was like, then they can fight, and I can set them up when they fight. And I went back, and they went mad, didn't they? They were like,
brilliant, mate.
yeah, they were like, hey, like proper loving it.
So Chris was like, "Oh, I bought one from you earlier." He was like, yes, I remember." And then he was like, "I'm going to buy another one so that they can fight." And this guy was like, "I have more. You need another color so you can have a 3-way fight." And I was like, "Hey, don't do it. Don't do it."
Nice.
But they were stoked, mate, weren't they? Because they were like
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
what you'd bought, and really nice guys, honestly. But it's that kind of atmosphere there, isn't it, mate? Like everybody. There's a couple of people that are a bit pushy, like that, aren't they? That kind of
Customers or
no,
vendors?
just dealers that like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
noticed that are like, "Oh, I've got this and I've got that and I do that and I do that," but not like, no, not pushy, but like a little bit.
Only money.
Trying to get you to buy, but like, not no money, no pot, no deal. Like nothing like
What-
major. I'm not like but like sometimes they're a bit like
Yeah, that's normal.
But
yeah.
it was brilliant. Like they're just so chilled back. There's that one that we bought from me that that Japanese one where I got those.
Yes,
We both bought something on there. What was that called?
I ain't got a clue, mate. I can't
Mate,
pronounce it.
Oh my god, it was amazing, and
Yeah.
she was dead nice and just like But we saw pictures of that. Chris sent us
On the
pictures of-
Saturday, yeah.
and all that stuff had gone, and I was just like, Oh my God, some of it looked brilliant. Absolutely.
So basically, what we learned is we're going to start saving now, and then we're going to go. We're going to go on the Saturday next year, not fuck up, and we're going to get all the.
I don't
There
care
you
what's
go.
going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The good shit.
But what I'm really excited about is that Emily's going to be here. She'll be living in Touchwood. She'll be in the UK next year when we go. So she'll be coming, and I can stoke that flame, mate, and encourage the shit like, yes. Because if there's one thing that Kev and Emily need, it's more shit to
It's
put in
more
that
stuff.
house, mate.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We
They
had
got
got it
so
all.
much room in there. They need
Yeah,
more
I got
shit.
it up, yeah, exactly. Oh my life.
And if there's one thing I love, it's like when Emily drops something in the chat like that she's bought, and I'll just screenshot it straight away because we all know that Kev don't go on internet. So
Right.
I'll just send it straight to Kev, and I'll be like, "Where are you going to put this, mate?" Where's this gonna go?"
Honestly,
no,
boy,
Kev.
just to side issue that, mate. She bought something in whatever time it was with the time difference. I think I got a text message off Chris at like 6:15 in the morning, just like going, mate. It was like he must have woke up, seen it, and messaged me, and I'm like, you.
It's like, how the
I'm
fuck
like,
do you know
just
this
know it.
already?
Like, where you gonna put this, mate? I'm like, I was laughing my head off. Absolutely laughing.
Kev, we're going to put the printer now.
Mate, that printer goes nowhere, mate. Right under the oven, mate. Mate, stay.
So
in there.
yeah,
yes,
Toy-Con was rad, wasn't it?
it was
yeah.
a brilliant day, mate.
Highly recommended.
Another cracking.
If you're UK based and you're into things that aren't mass produced and are made by cool independent people, I mean, what I'm doing with Dale, hopefully one day it can turn into something where we'll be able to like have a stall and vend at these events together. So that is the that's the goal, mate. That would be rad. But that was in the middle of London, and then we had to get the train back out, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we decided to get some food. So we stopped off at Wembley Park. That was
Oh,
quite nice. I thought I'd take Kev to Wembley because he missed out on going.
I know. We went to Wembley, but you know, when I missed it, I missed my Wembley trip. So we went there, mate, didn't we? It was like
Yeah,
had a little walk there, got some grub. And I was like,
enjoyed
yeah.
eating a pizza in front of him again.
another bastard. This fucking pizza was massive and all. I was like, yeah, what the fucker? It was like, oh. But it was great, mate, wasn't it? What a shit hot day, mate, that was.
Yeah.
It was a really good day. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. And then that leads us to this weekend, which has been fucking crazy. So Thursday night, Andy Bell again, Mr. Grandad Bellend, drove up, stayed over at Kev's, came over to mine. We had some tasty Chinese takeaway.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
Succulent
Kev,
Chinese meal.
You could eat that, Kev, at this point?
I did. I was
Okay,
fine.
Good.
Yes, I was fine.
sat around and shot the shit. Because the plan was originally Andy was going to coming up for the Phantom Menace. But we were, like me and Kev were going to take the day off work on the Friday, and we were going to go to the quarry, the Andor quarry.
Yeah.
Where we took Catherine when she was over. And it was so fucking annoying because the weather the last 2 days had been absolutely glorious. We woke up on the Friday morning and it was absolute shite. It was well overcast, windy, cold, drizzly. So we had a bit of a change of plan. We gave him a little bit of it wasn't as whistle stop, and we didn't see as many things as we did with you, Ed. But we went into Nottingham and did a little Nottingham tour with Andy. Showed him the local sites. We didn't show him Cluffy though, mate, did we? We did.
No. That was when that fight kicked off, wasn't it? We were in the middle of Nottingham.
Yes,
And then
it was a fight, yeah.
there was this fight
Oh,
kicked
really?
off. And we were just, like these groups of lads, and we were just like, well, welcome to Nottingham, Andy. Yeah.
So yeah, we had a lovely day out, and then obviously Friday night we went to see the greatest film ever made. Once again, rightfully so, back in its rightful place on the big screen. The 25th anniversary of the absolute George Lucas masterpiece,
I feel like it set some
Phantom
records, didn't it?
The Phantom Menace.
It's doing well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's doing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we pissed ourselves throughout the entire 2 hours of it. It was
we
just,
did, mate.
We've
It
been
was
quoting stuff from it all day.
brilliant.
And you're going to see
So-
it again on Thursday, Kev.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you bring...
Second, Emily.
Don't spoil the surprise. I mean, it's the end of a amazing relationship right there, but it's like... Don't spoil that. Come on. Anyway, go on, mate.
So, Mr. Simpson, Graham Simpson, joined us.
Hey.
Friend of the
Oh,
pod.
good. Yeah.
He joined us for the viewing.
Still doesn't know.
Looking well, mate, wasn't he?
He
Looking
doesn't
well.
listen
He
and
is
doesn't
looking well.
know. Still does.
He doesn't listen. He doesn't have a clue.
Still doesn't know. Still doesn't listen.
Still doesn't know, mate.
Inside joke.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, deep cut.
still doesn't know. In fact, what's funny actually is I was going through a box of toys with Andy and Kevin. There was about fucking 5 prune faces in there, and I was like, you know who these fuckers belong to, don't you?
You were, mate.
But yeah, it was rad, mate. You know, I've talked it verbatim before about how much I love that film and how nostalgic I am for it. So we won't go into it now, but it was a really good viewing because we were just laughing so much. It like
Stupid shit, mate, wasn't
the
it?
things that at one time I would have rolled my eyes at and been like, ooh, now in my mid-40s, just make me laugh. And
It's
like-
gold. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
terrible. They're terrible,
like-
but really funny. For some
an
reason.
extremely well put together droid.
Without a doubt, it saved the ship and our lives.
Like Captain Panaka, gold every time he opens his mouth.
Indeed.
Rick Ollie, mate, he is the king of expedition, isn't he?
He
He's
is, mate.
basically in that film to get you from point A to point B.
Captain
Just
Obvious right there, mate. Captain
Absolutely terrible. He did it. That little droid did it.
Obvious. Like, mate, the entire planet is one big city.
Wow.
Thanks for telling me
Catch
that,
up
George.
pretty
You bastard.
I didn't notice.
I didn't know that one, mate. Yeah. What's that? It's blowing up from the inside. No shit. Like,
Yeah, so
Minute.
that was ace, mate. Fucking Phantom Menace, 25 years old.
yeah.
Have you boys been? Are you going to see it? Or what's your plans around Phantom Menace?
I don't have plans to see it in the theater.
No, I don't know.
I do want to see Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, whatever it is, in the theater.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's
On
Gary.
a non-Star
Yeah.
Wars note.
Yeah.
on a non-star.
Just remembered. We sat down. I knew this going in, but I'd forgot. We sat down in our seats, and it was like a voiceover on screen. Stay tuned to after the end of your feature presentation. There will be a preview of the new Disney Acolyte. It was shit up, and then we got a little at the end after the credits rolled. We got a little like we got a
taste.
scene.
We've
It
got
was,
to see
it was the
screen,
fight
basically.
scene, right? I saw
Yeah.
a little leak online. Yeah.
So they showed a bit of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, didn't they? And then
Absolutely, mate.
then stuck the trailer on the end of it.
I literally stood up and went, well, that was Crouching Tiger and Dragon. And Andy Bell went, yeah. And Chris went, yeah. It was just like, we all like said it in unison. It was just like, yeah, it clearly
dope.
was.
Guys, I love that movie,
too.
and I love Force lore. This is like my loins can't even like comprehend. what's going on.
Shivering. They're shivering.
I just had Trinity
What was-
being dead cool. Like,
Yes,
it's
mate,
like
yeah.
super cool. It's just like, whoa, this looks great.
So they played that scene, and then they put the teaser on the end of it that came out like a few months ago, which seems bizarre to me because we're going to get to it, but obviously May 4th, and a brand new trailer dropped. Which
Yes.
holy shit! I didn't like. Why did they not just put that on it? Because
I agree.
The next day.
I
Weird.
wonder if
They didn't want it to
shipped
leak.
it
They didn't
out.
want it to leak. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder if they like shipped it out before that they were going to
Yeah,
release
yeah, yeah.
that kind of thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
Mm.
But funny side note, Sean Hoffman went to see Phantom Menace. I'm sure if you tune into it, just chilling, he'll talk about that. But he went to see Phantom Menace, and he was the only person in the theater.
Oh no! Really? Oh shit!
Yeah,
That's great, actually. I love that.
the people that work at the cinema didn't realize he was in there, and they turned it off.
Oh, shit, what was that?
And then
Oh.
he sent this, like, he obviously went and told them, and then he sent us a little video, like, where they were trying to find the place, like, where he was in the film. So it was like, fast
Are
button.
you
It was like,
kidding me?
I don't know how digital projections work. Like, obviously, it's not on a reel anymore.
Oh, my
but,
God.
like, it was skipping through like you would on like a DVD, like through the scenes.
Oh,
trying to
no.
find
Wait.
where it got to.
projectionist or whatever it was. Where are we, mate? Where are we? No, go back a bit. Go back
That's
a bit. No.
fucking hilarious.
You just hear him yell,
Um,
no,
I don't
the
think-
other way.
I don't think anybody's in the theater. Yeah, just shut the shit off. Shut it.
Shut that crap up.
It's not even worth the electricity it's consuming.
I mean, does any of the employees want to watch it? No. Shut it off.
No, we fucking don't want to see that.
You know how expensive electrical rates are? We ain't got solar panels.
Oh,
brilliant.
man. I love it.
So yeah, lots and lots of adventures with Kev, and it's good that Andy's been along for the ride on a couple of them. Top solid guy, love Andy to bits.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, he's
Brilliant, mate.
pretty good. Not too shabby.
Not too
Great to
shabby.
meet him. Great to meet him in London last year, and I'm glad that he's part of the community and part of the family.
Good to know him.
So-
indeed.
That was what night was that? That was Friday night, wasn't it?
Oh, it's Friday, mate. Yes.
Right. Have you got anything else to add, Kev? On?
No. No, absolutely not, mate. Exactly what
Sweet.
you said.
Sweet.
Cool. Yes. Get to your.
Yeah, so just one more thing from me. I've been to Liverpool this weekend. So went to see Phantom Menace Friday night. Got up Saturday. Sorted. You can actually jump in on this, Kev, because you're quite involved in this
With what?
in this story.
Oh.
In this story, aren't you?
Yeah, go on. Yeah. Can do.
So, I talked about a while back. I don't know if you remember. I fucked up basically because it's Michelle's birthday weekend this weekend, and I booked.
No.
I booked a photo opportunity, a very special one. That's like I think it's the first or second time it's ever happened in the UK, and there was no way I was going to miss it. And I booked it without even looking at the dates. And then it dawned on me that it was Michelle's birthday weekend, and I was like, "Oh shit! How am I going to fucking get out of this? Get around this shit?" So I turned me traveling to Liverpool to go to a convention into a full weekend of me and Michelle celebrating her birthday in Liverpool with a little side action Comic-Con involved, if that makes sense.
Well played, man. Well played.
Brilliantly
well played.
executed. Properly executed.
Properly executed.
So yesterday, basically, we celebrated her birthday together. Her birthday's not till Wednesday, but we celebrated a little bit too much. You know, sometimes you get a little bit excited.
Mhm.
We've got no kids for the weekend. We've got no dog to look after. Enter Kev, absolute legend. Saved our skins and our asses at the last minute because we managed to get rid of the kids. That sounds awful, doesn't it? Getting rid of your kids.
Get rid of him. Yeah, just get rid of him.
We got childcare covered.
Didn't sound awful to me. I don't know.
We got childcare covered, but the dog cover dropped out. So Kev stepped up, bless him, and he actually stayed at our house while no one was here.
That's the way to
and
do it.
Looked after the bed, looked after the dog. What a lad!
Fucking brilliant, mate. Yeah.
I'm not sure
anything missing?
There isn't anything missing, but
Yeah.
I knew he was going to fuck with me. I was like, he's in my house for a good 12 to 15 hours with no one
Oh
around.
yeah, something's gonna happen.
He's absolutely going to fuck with me. The only thing I've found so far is it's a common joke between me and Kev that we've talked about it before. That if I buy something new or like something, he'll say, "Put a post-it note on that for me, lad," like as if to say it's his.
Mhm.
So you can probably see behind me if you look, guys.
I do. Yes.
It's supposed to.
There's a couple. I see a couple.
I checked in around the house, and then I was like, I came in my office, podcasting studio, crafting area. There's fucking post-it notes everywhere. Like you can
Love
only
it.
see a couple here, but they're in front of me, they're like to the side of me, behind me, and they all say on it, Kevs. It's just put
Nice.
fucking post-it notes on everything.
Oh,
But yeah.
man. Yeah.
Absolutely,
You've not found
Did
that
it-
other surprise then, mate, yet? Oh, that's all right.
not yet, mate. No,
I'll predict.
No.
not yet.
Honestly, mate,
Because-
there is no more. There is no more. It was just that.
Sure.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, it was fine. I was doing shit. The only problem was I was at the football yesterday, wasn't it? But I was just I just went straight after the game when I got back, and she was awesome, mate. You know, I love Willow to bits, so it was like fine. Just like because you had a bit of last minute, wasn't it, when it all fucking went to shit, mate. So mate, it was absolutely no problem. It was fucking awesome. Yeah,
excellent. I'm not sure how I feel about Kev actually sleeping in my bed with my dog. To which I've got photographic proof of. So
yeah.
As soon as we got through the door back from Liverpool earlier, I was like, right, get them sheets off and get them in wash.
Is there a way to dry clean the mattress?
Delouse it.
It was snot. It was nothing else.
Yeah.
It was snot out the nose.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey,
so yes,
hey.
while Kev's looking after the dog, myself and Michelle, obviously, as you two guys know, anytime you get to spend with your partners without your kids, it's cherished, precious time. We got a little bit too excited. We thought we were like in our 20s again. We're not in our 20s. We're in our mid-40s. We started drinking around 4 p.m.
Felt like you were in your 20s.
It felt like we were in our 20s. Man. Yeah, we went a bit overboard, mate.
Oh, mate.
We had a great night, a fucking brilliant night together. But I'm not going to lie, this morning, it was not fun, mate.
Yeah,
not
hanging,
fun
mate.
at all.
Hanging, mate.
Absolutely fucking hanging. Like a broken shell of a man. And I've got to get up, sort my head out, like dead quick as well, dead early.
Yeah.
Because the con opens at 9 and my first photo opportunity is at 10.
Oh, mate, so you had to get there like dead early then? Like,
yes.
Oh, mate, you are kidding.
And I'm just doing that thing, like I'm in the hotel room. I'm sat on the toilet. I mean, we've talked about shit enough already on this podcast, but what fell out of me was not good, mate. And I'm sweating. And I'm all I can think about, and my head's like going boom, 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 boom. And all I can think about is, why the fuck am I going to a comic convention when I feel like... Can you imagine a worse place to go? Surrounded by people, noise, like,
Loudness.
Chaos sometimes, mate, isn't it? Like, really chaos.
Carnage,
Then you saw who you saw. Who'd you see?
Yes, mate. So we got the special photo opportunity, which I'll get to, was later on in the day. But I also booked another photo opportunity with Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes.
Oh.
Jay and Silent Bob themselves, which I was very, very excited about. Yeah. And Michelle is also a big fan of Kevin and Jay. So I was adamant that I was going to drag her on to the photo. And she was having none of it. She was just like, oh, no. I don't want to do it. And then I dragged her. It was like, oh, well, just come and queue up then. Queue up, it's fine.
She has to.
And then when you scan the QR code in, the lady's like, how many's in the photo, 1 or 2? And I just went, 2. And she gave us a coin that you're handing at the end. So she's queuing and she's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I was like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And then I kept saying to her, show me your face. Like the face that she's going to put. Like she was on the phone because we're queuing for like about 30 minutes. And I just get like every 5 minutes, I'd be like, show me your face. And she'd be like, stop it. You're making me nervous again. And then when we got, like you queue up and then they're inside these like little tent things. So people can't see what's going on outside. We go around the corner and there's fucking Jay and Silent Bob are stood in front of us. It was so bizarre, mate. Absolutely so bizarre.
That's amazing.
Like Kevin Smith's a bit of a personal hero for me.
Yeah.
But I can't lie. I was so distracted by how good looking Jason Mewes has become. Like his sobriety has absolutely physically changed that guy. And I was like, you know, when we met you and Ed, and I was a bit taken back, like, shit. I was like that. Like Kevin Smith went to give me a hug, and I leaned in, I gave him a hug, but I was looking at Jason while I was doing it. I was like, shit. I was like, shit, you're well hot. You are.
Yeah. Chiseled chin, everything, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they couldn't have been cooler. They were really nice.
Yeah, did
Shell
you,
was
talk,
all right, mate.
did you talk about
Shell-
anything? Or?
No, you don't really get a chance when you're doing the photos. It's just like, nice to meet you, blah, 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 and then like whatnot. But you get more time if you do an autograph. But I always prefer to do the photos because then you've got like a visual memory of it, ain't you? But yeah, they gave us 2 photos as well. We got to do 2, which was random. We didn't pay for 2 photos, but we got like 2 separate like.
It's not Celebration where they fleece you.
No, mate. It was the con in general was absolutely brilliant. It was one of the best organised cons I've been to. It was fucking massive as well. Never been to a Liverpool con before. It was huge. Highly recommended. Some of the stalls were like, you get the same old shit that you get at every
Anywhere.
other Comic Con. Yeah, like Tat and fucking Funko Pops galore.
Oh,
and
your ass, yeah.
Hasbro and shit, and loads of like poster stalls and all that crap. But amongst that, like if you dug a bit deeper, there was some really, really good sellers that I've not seen at like MCM and stuff like that, Kev.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so brand new people, mate. You know. Like,
Yeah, like there was a couple of guys that like did horror stuff, which I picked. Most of the stuff I picked up today was horror related things.
Oh, cool, mate. Yeah,
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the photo opportunity with Kev and Jay was awesome. And Cheryl loved it. She ended up really loving it.
Mate, I'm
And
so
yeah. She came out.
It
buzzing.
must have
She's
been
like,
one of those
"Ah."
like afterwards. Thank you for like forcing me into that.
Yes, it was,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And now we've got like rad photo for the wall and stuff.
Exactly.
Sick.
And she was a bit emotional actually, to be honest. Not to get too deep, but the day that Kevin Smith had his like much, he had his heart attack, which obviously is talked about forever. Talked about a lot. Sorry, Michelle's dad had a heart attack as well, but didn't survive it. So like, she's got this link with Kevin Smith, like because obviously every year on the anniversary of Michelle's dad passing, he always like does a big post about how it's a year since I had my heart attack and I can't believe I'm still alive and stuff. So she's got like this weird like thing. And when
mate. Yeah,
she said it was really cool, like when she gave him a hug, she like there was just this thing was like, oh, my dad didn't make it, but you did. Do you know what I mean?
would have been
It was
great
like-
if you could have just told him that, you know. But I know
It
you
would,
can't,
mate,
but,
It would.
Anyway, yeah. Oh, mate, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was rad. I think that like made it a little bit more special.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then later on, the reason I'd actually gone, fucking brilliantness, mate. So I was meeting my mate Trish from work, who's an absolute Lord of the Rings Ed Case,
Fiend?
like, fiend, mate. Yeah, she's a fiend. Like we are with Star Wars. That's her fandom, Lord of the Rings. So we're gonna get a photo opportunity with the 4 hobbits, the fucking 4 guys, mate, together. Have they ever done it in the UK, Kev?
Well, I'm pretty sure that they
is
did
it?
one years ago in Milton Keynes,
Right.
because I remember thinking at the time that it wasn't too expensive and I should have done it
Yeah.
at the time. But I don't know how long ago that was, and I'm sure it was maybe a year or two after the.
I was going to
Return of the
say, is
King.
it rare? There must be, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
They're
it's
all
rare
the
to get
same
4
one.
of them.
it is over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
In the UK,
so
yeah.
Yeah,
jealous.
it is over here. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, mate. I'm 99%
Yeah.
sure that
You sent us that photo, Chris. They look so fun.
Oh, they couldn't have been cooler. It was so good. And it worked out really well because we'd queued for ages for Kevin and we'd seen the queues for the Hobbits and they were massive. And then, so meeting Kevin, sidebar, that was the fucking shot of adrenaline that we both needed to like get over these hangovers.
Oh,
It just worked out like fantastic. We were just like buzzing then after that, and it helped us get through the con. Michelle did struggle a little bit later on, and she was like, "I'm gonna have to go outside. There's just far too many nerds in here for me."
Yeah. Sweaty nerds, man, they get to your brain.
Yeah, but we were able to leave the con earlier, and I didn't have to keep her there on a birthday weekend as long as I thought I was going to have to, because we just bumped into my friend Trish in the stalls. We'd not arranged to meet until much later, and we were walking around, and we're like, "Oh, what should we go and do?" She was like, "Let's go and see when we can start queuing," and because our photo shoot wasn't till I think it was 12:30, 1 o'clock-ish. And this was about 11 a.m. So we walked over to where we knew they were, and it was dead. There was like no one there. And the lady was like, "Are you here for the Hobbits?" And we were like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, hurry up then. Come on, quick. It's just about to finish." So we got on the last two people on the end of the first shoot,
Nice.
which worked out really well because like they scanned us in quick and we ran down and it was the last shot. So they were all like, "Wait." And we,
mate.
It was so strange. Like, obviously, they're in these tents. You can't see them. And I walk in, the fucking 4 hobbits are like stood in front of me. And the first thing I thought, do you know what's stupid? The first thing I thought was like, shit, they're really small.
Yeah. Well, you sent the
Of course they
photo.
are, Chris. Of course they are. They're fucking hobbits. That's why they got cast. Because they're fucking small.
Dude, you sent the photo. They're all like 6 inches or more shorter than you. It's funny.
I know, I look like fucking Gandalf on this picture. I'm well happy.
It's like, no wonder it works so well.
Yeah.
No wonder.
Because they were on their knees for some of their shots too.
Yeah. To
make it like
Not on
standing next to Gandalf and shit. Anyway.
Not on my photo. They're all stood up.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, because we weren't being rushed. Like, so obviously we got a little bit more time with them than you probably would normally get because it was the last shot on that session. And they stood us both in the middle, and Trisha got Dom and Billy Boyd, so Merry and Pippin on her side, and I was fucking stood next to the ring bearer, mate.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
Both
did.
of them.
Yeah, mate.
The 2 ring bears.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
technically. Yeah.
So I'd got Sam and Frodo and fucking guys on the side of me. I was just buzzing my head off. I don't think I even said I said hello to Pippin. I don't think I said hello to Dom, which is really weird. It was like dead quick.
Yeah.
Elijah was like super nice. I've met Sean Astin before. He's just such a lovely guy.
You're like, your shit in
and there
episode 9 was off. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Hold on, maneuver. Get the fuck out of here. Did you really come up with that line?
What's cool is that Dominic's he's got his arms up in the photo, pulling a really funny face. So you can see his Yoda tattoo because he's got on his arm. He's got luminous beings. Are we not this crude matter? Like tattooed on his forearm, which is really cool. So the little Star Wars link there. So yeah, we had a photo, and then said goodbye, and then we came out, and where they print the photos out was just like round the back, and they were printing our photos out, and we were buzzing, like proper buzzing, and we're like Michelle's waiting for us on the other side of this barrier, and because she was there, we just stood and started talking to her, and we should have carried on walking and like left, but because we were hung around like waiting for Michelle, all 4 of them came back out. Like, and got escorted back to their tables to do where they were signing. So not only did we get the photo, but we got like this little moment where they were, and they said hello to us again, and we're like,
"Oh, mate!"
They could see that they could see that me and Shell were, me and Trish were just like proper, because Trish gets dead excited. It's like she was jumping up and down, like proper screaming.
That's awesome.
And we were looking at our photos and showing them to Shell, and there was other people like looking at our pictures. And they came out, and you could tell that they were just like, yeah, nice one. But yeah, they were just.
Mate,
it was really cool, really cool.
So, question.
Cool. Yes.
Your daughter Anya is a big Stranger Things fan, correct?
Yes.
What'd she think of you having a picture with Sean Astin? Because he's in Stranger.
She was with me when I met him the first time.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
So did she get a picture with him? I wasn't listening, but
you weren't listening that week, were you?
Fuck. No, but did you guys get pictures with him that time, or just?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So yeah,
because I wasn't listening.
She asked me. She said like, "Where have you been today?" And I was like, "Oh, you know, when we met Bob from Strange, I've met Bob again."
Yeah.
And the other hobbits and stuff.
Nice.
Bob. Yeah, and ages ago when Anya was really young, she had proper long blonde hair, and she had a yellow raincoat, and she put it on, and I put a black beanie on her head, and she looked so much like Jay. It was so funny. I've got a photo of her, like, and obviously I've got a beard. Then it wasn't as white, so I put a backwards hat on, and I've got a photo of me and Anya, like Jay and Silent Bob. Yeah, so I was explaining. I was like, remember years ago when you were really small, and I dressed you up like that guy, and she was like, yeah, I remember that. Like, proper teenager. I was like, I've met them today in real life. She's like, oh,
so
and
Right.
not bothered at all.
Yeah, totally understand. Yeah.
Way to kill my buzz, man.
Nice.
But yeah, fucking awesome. Rad weekend.
What a good
Love
day.
it.
That was a
Yes,
good
mate.
That was today.
Beautiful.
That was
What
today,
a-
mate, yes.
what a
Wow.
fucking
And it
day.
all worked out. I think I've managed to pull it off.
Yeah.
We had a great birthday weekend. She really enjoyed herself. Yeah, because we got on the end of that photo, we were then free. Like, I'd got nothing else booked. I'd done all the stalls that I wanted to look at, so we were able to. I didn't have to keep her there in the nerddom. Do you know what I mean?
The sweatiness.
She was able to.
Yes.
Yeah,
Petri dish.
we were able to escape the sweatiness, have some nice lunch, and then drive home,
Perfect.
and all was well.
Mate.
Sorry, guys. That's
Yeah,
been quite long, hasn't it?
Hey, we
Yeah,
are
mate.
an hour and 40 minutes in.
Oh,
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Hey,
Well, that's what
yeah.
it's what happens when it's been like 4 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
my
Sorry,
God.
guys.
True.
I'll shut up now and I'll pass over to Ed.
It's like I got nothing. What do
I'm
you got,
gonna
Jimmy?
try and speed it up.
Thanks
So
for joining.
yeah, I'll try and be speedy a little bit. Jimmy and I did have a May 4th dinner thing last night, which we'll talk about when we move to his week. However, I just wanted to mention a couple things I've been doing. Star Wars. I am excited because Kev talks about Forrest. I have to talk about the Bears, Chicago Bears.
Yes, mate. You've had some pelters. Go on, mate.
We had a really good draft. We got a new quarterback, Caleb Williams. We'll see how that goes. It's hard not to be excited because they also drafted a really good wide receiver at the 9th pick. So we'll see. You got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Odunze. So we'll see what happens.
man. Like all you got to do is draft another wide receiver, a couple tight ends, a kicker or two, some
Mhm.
defensive people. You might get
You
yourself
might
fucking
have a
team
good
this year,
team.
you know?
Yeah. Well, you guys have Mitch Trubisky part 2, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're talking about the Patriots.
Ed,
Yeah.
when does the season
Bats.
start then? When does the season start?
Like fucking September.
Oh, so
Around
this draft is for September then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're
these
excited
guys. So they drafted 2 really good prospects
Yeah.
from the college. So
Sweet.
we'll
So you're-
see how that
you're
goes.
excited. Yeah, you're excited. For the season,
It's hard not to be.
Okay, yeah.
But it's also looming in the back of my head that the Bears kind of suck when they draft good people. So
Okay.
I'm not. I won't be surprised if it's like a crash and
And-
burn.
It's quite a familiar feeling, isn't it?
Kev, twice the excitement, twice the fall,
Double the fall.
or double the fall. Yes, sorry. Anyway, I was trying. You guys mentioned Sean Hoffman, great guy. Obviously, he started up a little website for us. It reminded me that he sent me something. Did I mention he sent me the Bandai First Order Stormtrooper?
No.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So
What the fuck?
yeah, he's like, I'm never gonna like put this together or like do anything with it. So do you want this? And I was like, I guess when I get around to my Bandai shit, which is after my Imperial Assault painting, which I have put off painting for a while now. But when I get that itch again to start coloring, aka painting miniatures, it's gonna happen.
You
And
got that little Grand Admiral Thrawn miniature there, you know?
Yeah, that too. That I haven't seen. I don't know where that is. I gotta find that. You left that here. You sure you did?
Ed,
It's probably in my Imperial Assault shit, right?
Ed.
You sure
So
you
what-
don't have it, right? Anyway,
Pretty sure.
What did he send again, Ed?
Bandai First Order Stormtrooper.
Ah, cool. Not to interrupt your week, mate, but obviously I said that Sean sent me a load of shit. There was actually some shit in there. 'Cause obviously, he couldn't
C-3PO.
skip over the chance to troll me, could he? And there was some 3PO related items in there.
Oh, come on. You got to mention
Bits
that.
and pieces of it.
Well done, Sean. Well
Thanks,
done,
Sean.
Well
Thank you,
done,
Sean.
mate.
That's good content.
And thanks to everyone else tagging me that Anthony Daniels has been announced for Celebration. It never gets old every year. Thanks.
Never,
guys.
never gets old.
Matt Mole.
I see the Hasbro where they made the figures with the 3PO body but the Battle Droid head, and I just think of you immediately.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
This is such a drag.
Yeah,
Hasbro's
this
doing
is
a
such
great
a
job.
drag.
God's work.
Oh, I'm besides myself. Fuck you.
Fuck me.
So, are we saying best movie? Yes.
Definitely. Solo?
What? What's Solo? Why do you
What?
keep saying Solo? That's weird. Anyway, May 4th happened, obviously yesterday, and I watched a lot of Star Wars with my children, and we watched the last half of New Hope and 3/4 of Empire Strikes Back, and they were into it. When the Death Star blew up, they said, as soon as it blew up, like, well, a lot of people died there. Why aren't they sad about that?
We fucked him.
Daddy, how many people were on that space station?
I'm like, that's a very good point.
It happens.
So they realized, like, it's such a giant space station that lots of people are going to die. So they mentioned
It happens.
But then they watched a lot of Empire Strikes Back and did not like Lando.
Whoa!
Because of what he
Blasphemy.
did to start.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
kind of.
they made a point because they know I like Lando. They're like, well, Lando is now my least favorite character in Star Wars. And I was like,
Dad.
wait, what? Just finish the
Oh,
movie.
Halloween candy's in the trash again.
Yeah.
You're already on next year's Halloween candy in
Get
the
that in
trash.
there.
They haven't even gotten it yet.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Get back to fucking piano lessons now.
Get back on the piano. No, I understand their view. Totally understand it.
Do you?
I do. I did ask what their favorite scene was from what they'd seen all day. So end of New Hope, most of Empire Strikes Back. And they said it's when Yoda and Luke first meet. And they have where he's like toying with him. You know, grabbing his shit and like playing around with him.
Looking, found someone you have.
I would say.
And it totally makes sense because they're coming at it from, they already know what Yoda is. It's not like new to them. So it makes sense because they're like, oh, he's a fucking Jedi Master and Luke doesn't know he is and he's just fucking toying with him. This is amazing. Yeah. So that was that. I also have been downloading sheet music on piano. I've been playing Star Wars shit and getting nostalgic about it and emotional.
Well, you sent us the Across the Stars video, didn't you, mate, on the violin?
Yeah, that was the second time I played it. I'm sorry, it sounded awful, but
It did not.
no, I downloaded Across the Stars for piano, and then I was like, wait, there's a melody on top of this that I could try on violin, and I played through it, and I was like, that's pretty good, and it gets pretty high up there on the fingerboard.
Sure.
For violin, and it's emotional. Even when I'm playing it, I get goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like it's like
John
I
Williams,
can't describe it. I've even like started playing some Harry Potter stuff. Same thing. It's like, what is this? Like the chord progressions and shit that he puts in his stuff. It's so good. It's so good. I can't even describe. You just have to play it. I mean, it's the same thing as listening to it, I guess. But playing it and hearing it, and you can like do whatever you want because you're playing it. It's hard to describe. But mostly piano is where you get the most power with it. But violin on Across the Stars, that's huge.
Big deal.
That's it. That's my weeks. And then we had this May 4th dinner thing that I hadn't been to in
Which we
5
determined.
years. 5 years?
Yeah,
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And so I finally got to be able to go back because it's a Saturday and not like a fucking Wednesday or whatever. and Jimmy helped reserve me a spot, and we went down there. And Jimmy, take it away. I mean, you can take it away, or we can. Is that the plan?
Well, now you just kind of set me up for it. I guess I'll talk about it now. So yeah, this is actually.
I just got to take a wicked shit.
Yeah. I'll see you.
Carry on, lads.
So we had a 30-course meal. No, I'm just kidding.
Hang on a minute, lads. My fucking gallbladder's killing me at the minute. Mate.
I know.
I gotta get to the hospital. See ya.
I know. I guess. Right before we get,
Gotta see a guy about a gallbladder.
Before I get to the main dish, we'll say, I also have been on a slight holiday adventure.
Yes.
Yeah. And to preface that, before that, would you say, Chris, about partying like you were back in your 20s? Elaine and I saw Olivia Rodrigo live down in Boston like a month ago or something like that. It was just the two of us. Someone was watching the kids, drove down, and we also pretended like we were back in our 20s and fucking paid for it dearly. That later that night and the next day. Oh yeah, it was rough. But yeah, so yeah, we took a nice little family holiday on the Disney cruise, the Dream.
How was it, man? How was it?
It's been 10 years since the last time we had done a cruise. Needless to say, I was very anxious about doing a cruise with children, especially since like COVID and all I hear is like the neurovirus of just everybody just getting super sick and awfully near death on these cruise ships lately. But not lately. It was only a thing that was like a couple of years ago. But I tell you what, Disney knows how to fucking move people and pull stuff off in a really good fashion. I mean, first off, I was impressed with the rooms. Slightly larger than your like typical cruise ship. I don't know if any of you guys have done a cruise before, but it's like interior rooms where there's like interior rooms in the center of the ship with like no windows or anything. You're just like in a lit box. They don't have really any or many of those on there. They just like elongate the rooms to give you just like a little bit more space. And it was perfect for the kids. It's like a giant porthole window. Like it's like must have been like 4 feet in diameter. This giant porthole that the kids would just like go up to and watch. Just like watch the waves go by and stuff like that, which was cool. And because it was Disney as the TV in there, so there's Disney Plus for you, like everything Disney that you want, live action, animated, classic, new. They just had a channel that's just going with shit all day. Bad Batch, whole bunch of shit going on. A lot of Bluey was happening in our daily routine too. So it was actually it was quite nice. I was able to enjoy several drink of the day Captain's Mai Tais, several of those, several frosés, a lot of pink champagne, a lot of beers in 22-ounce glass mugs.
Delivered, or you gotta walk?
I did have to walk a few times. Yeah,
but Disney's got it pretty down to like distance between alcohol places.
Well, there was only one thing that we had an issue. So dinner every night was at the same time, 5:45, I think, because you have certain set times. You go to a certain table number. There were 3 different restaurants. So you go to each of the 3 different themed ones. One was like the Royal Palace, like Beauty and the Beast style. One was the Enchanted Garden, which was something else. And one was like the Animator's Palace, which is like all the animated, like TVs and everywhere showing all the screens and stuff.
Is there like cast members like there is at the park, like the people that? Yeah.
Much more small, condensed version of that, and because of this, the Disney Dream is more like classic Disney. We only saw like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Duck, and like the Chippendales, Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, and the princesses like Belle, Cinderella.
Sweet.
Princess and the Frog, all that stuff, which is really cool, which is awesome. But we didn't see I didn't see Moana or anything.
Met her, mate.
Right, you met her, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I didn't see like that
because they're working on the second movie.
Yeah, probably working on the second movie. She's filming right now in French Polynesia somewhere. But it was there is a new Disney cruise ship coming out that's going to be entirely Marvel and Star Wars themed. that's coming out in like a couple of years or so.
Sweaty, mate. You can imagine the sweatiness on there. Oh.
I know.
No,
But
I know.
listen.
You're gonna bring
listen,
Michelle, right, Chris?
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. It's great for families. I would totally do it again. I was very hesitant about this, just from the disgusting standpoint. There's like this cesspool called the Mickey and Donald Duck pool in the middle of the ships, where just every goddamn child in the known universe on this boat goes into,
Ugh.
and it's just like. It's just like you're throwing like raw fish into a lagoon full of piranhas, and all the water just like starts splashing all over the place. That's what it's like with all these children in there. It's just like,
Oh God!
yeah, no. I had to get in at one point because Burnett was in there, and it's just like, I got to keep track of you, otherwise, like, I'm not gonna see you. And it's just like, oh man, this is where I become fucking patient zero. It's like, no, can't get me out of here. But let me tell you about one of the dinners, though.
Oh shit! Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Jimmy, mate, you can't do this to me. Come on.
It was one. It was one. It was called it was the pirate theme. It was a pirate theme night on the cruise ship while you're out. And this dinner I got it because of this item, was King George's roasted privateer strip loin with Yorkshire pudding.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Jimmy.
I was like,
Gravy.
okay,
Gravy,
yeah.
Mate.
That's some gravy on that. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll give this a shot. And it's like, oh, I see why you guys like that. That's quite nice.
Nice.
Glorious, mate.
Delicious.
Oh,
Delicious. Yeah. The gravy was mixed in with the meat juice on the plate, and I was just like sopping it up. I was like, yeah, okay.
mate.
There's
Fucking heaven, mate. Heaven.
It was heaven. I ain't gonna lie. The food, every meal was great. Every meal was awesome. Only had one issue, right? The booze service to the food service, because you have two different waiters. You have a food waiter and a booze waiter. The booze really wasn't timed so well. Like, we're halfway through our appetizers, and I'm getting my first beer, and I'm like, Jesus, dude, I'm thirsty over here. It's like, I'm gonna give you more money through tips and purchases. You just got to get the beer to me faster. Because I got this little chip where you get like 22-ounce beers for the cost of like a 12-ounce beer.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, how's everybody doing? One thing, and I mentioned, I was like, oh, you guys could make the booze service a little bit faster. And it's like, what? Tell me exactly what is your problem, and we will fix it immediately.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, big time. They took it very seriously. We got talked to by 3 different servers that night. It's like, are you guys okay? You still having a good experience? We're really sorry about that. We're addressing this right away. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, all I want is to have the beer delivered here a little bit quicker. Like, we don't have to go too crazy here. Like, the guy's a nice guy. Like, don't shit on this.
Like, don't shit on him. Don't fire him. Please.
Yeah, no.
Please don't throw him overboard. Please. don't.
All I'm saying is, I'm trying to pay you more. Just get me the beer. Get Jimmy his liquor.
We've dealt with him, sir. We've dealt with him.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, there's one point. There's a head server
floating in the water.
right? There's literal dozens of people all over just running everywhere with like foods and plates and drinks and everything else, and it's all coordinated. This Disney model, they have this down. And the head server's out there too. And like, as soon as we arrive in, it's like, you're table 115, right? It's like, yeah, we're table 115. And he just like outstretches his hand, just goes, beep, like he just like snaps it. You know what I mean? And the guy just appears and he's like, take these people to 115. And it's like, holy shit. Okay. All right. They're very serious about it. Right? No, he just like moved his hand real quick. He just extended it out, boop. And the guy just came right over. And it was. It's just one of those things, like when Carmela goes to whatever his wife's the catering person of like calling him over or something like that. I had that vibe just for a hot second, but it's just like, this was more just regimented. Like, this is our job. We're like military precision kind of thing. It was really cool. I honestly really loved it. Kids fucking absolutely loved it. I am still recovering from this physically, mentally, financially.
Emotionally,
dude, it was the travel days back were the worst. Honestly, the trip was great. We went to Grand Cayman, played on the beaches there. I couldn't find the excursion for money laundering, which I was sad about, but it was great. They had a lot of Haitian rum, a lot of jerk chicken. What?
Yeah, Jimmy. So just sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like, where does the cruise start and finish then? They have a whole bunch that go all over, but ours left out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida,
And then we had
Right.
one day at sea, cruised by Cuba, like just like
Yep.
literally waved to Cuba as we're going by. We parked in Grand Cayman for a day.
Yeah.
And then we departed there at the end of the day. Another day at sea, and then we went to Disney's island that they lease, an entire fucking island called Castaway Cay. And it's
Fucking
just
Disney, man.
right. They own an island.
Sweet.
Got
Yeah.
a fucking
It's
island.
my island.
Sweet.
And you go on that, you walk off the ship, and it's just like these beautifully perfect little beaches there, and slides and activities, and this giant ski lodge type open building for like this giant barbecue that they put on, you know. And there's just thousands of people there, and you can just walk right up, grab your food, and go. It's like it's just so efficient, and there's so many different like spots for people to go to like get the same thing, you know. So you're not rushing to. Not everyone's congregating in like one specific corner.
Yeah.
I mean, they really. This is down to a literal science these guys have. And
Oh,
they
I
have
can
these John
imagine,
Deere and these John Deere Gators, these like little ATV John Deeres. They're just like ripping them all over the place, like food supplies, you know, cast members, people. It was pretty wild. We would like recognize some people on the ship that just like totally changed outfits and they're doing something on the island. You know, it's like it's very efficient and
That's
most
nuts.
impressive. Most
Okay.
impressive.
Yeah.
The Phantom Menace joke, you know, it's like I wanted to go see Phantom Menace in the theater, but like between the time we get back and got a lot of stuff this week going on, the best I could do is watch Phantom Menace with Felix as
Nice.
his nighttime story. It's like, Felix, we're not going to read a bedtime story tonight because Elena was out with Bernadette doing stuff on the ship, and so I would like opt to like get the early nighttime. Then when Elena came back, I'd like go sneak off and do some Jimmy Dice shit. And then we watched
Jimmy Dice shit.
yeah, you know, they didn't have a casino on this ship. There's no casino, so like, fuck, what am I gonna go do? I got
Hey,
nothing to
Jimmy, you
do
should have
here.
complained to that guy. And then, like,
I
we're
sh-
getting you
yeah,
a
yeah,
casino on board, sir. We're
Can I
getting you
get
a
a deck of
casino right
cards?
now.
They
Whoa,
take
whoa, whoa! What's your
cards,
problem?
dice.
What do you need? We'll get it for you.
I'm gonna go risk some finances. We watched Phantom Menace, and Felix was just locked right into it. He passed out about the time Act 2 started when they got to Coruscant, but he was really enjoying it. It's like, all right, we'll put that shit on again when we get home. It is time. It is time. Yeah, traveling home was the most awful part, but and then like getting resettled back into work, that also was just, oh God. Somehow made it through the week, and yeah, here we are a couple days later with May the 4th, 10-year celebration, like I mentioned, of the May the 4th dinners done by chefs Damian Sanzanetti and Ilma Lopez. Like Ed said, he was here with us back in 2019, but then they had COVID in 20, which they didn't do it. Then I think 21 and 22 is when they did like takeout, because people were still like weary about that shit. And then 23, like we had the mix up, so it was just Elena and I that went. And we were wondering, like, what's the movie going to be this year? And when I called them over the phone, you know, confirm my reservation. I was like, hey, you guys thought about what the movie's going to be yet? And he's like, oh, yeah, chef's really working on it. He's stressing out. Everybody's throwing all kinds of wild, crazy ideas out. And I was like, well, if you don't want to choose the best one solo, you may want to consider doing like maybe Phantom Menace. It's the 25-year anniversary. He's
Excuse
like,
me?
yeah,
What?
he knows.
Solo? What's that? Like,
Make
that's
Solo
the-
2 happen. It's one of our 5-star reviews. We'll get to that later. But well, you tell him what the movie was, Ed.
Well, we got there, and it was the ending of Revenge of the Sith, which is one of my faves. So that was cool. We saw the ending of
we were
Revenge
late.
of
It's
the
like,
Sith.
fuck, did we just miss it? No, they're just like running it all day or like all
Yeah.
afternoon. He's just like letting it rip.
And I was like, this is awesome, Revenge of the Sith, as we walk in. And you know, Obi-Wan and Anakin are fighting, and Jamie and I are quoting quoting it as it happens.
Just wild. It's just like out, off the cuff, all over the place. Elena's like, what the fuck you guys doing?
You know, people looking at us weird.
And I'm like, hey, none of you people are here to watch this movie. We're here to enjoy the vibe. Don't you fucking tell me you've never seen this before, because we were spoiling the shit out of this all night long.
Right. Yeah. And then it ends, and he comes out and talks like, it's their 10th anniversary of doing it.
Hey,
10 years.
tell him what he was wearing, Ed.
Is this Chef Damien?
Yeah.
Chef Damien.
He fucking loves
wearing
it. He
a
gets
hat.
more mentions than Matt Mould, doesn't he?
Yes, he
Yeah.
does. Chef
That's right.
Damien. He's into collecting, by the way. You guys know.
Is he?
Yes, he is. So he's wearing a hat that Jimmy got him with the patch. The patch.
The main patch,
Yeah.
the Star Wars patch. The
Yeah,
Star
with
Destroyer
the
and
Star Destroyer and the Rebel symbol.
Star flare on it. Yeah.
No,
Did he
fucking-
mention in his speech that it's got the wrong logo on?
No, did not say that. He was very gracious in his gift. He was very thankful. When I walked through, when we walked in initially, like we go because this year they did the main restaurant, which they can fit like a ton more people in. Last year was like their back room. This year was
Yeah, it was the
back
front
room
part. It was the
normal
bigger
service. Yeah,
part.
front. So they had to shut like
Most of the restaurant.
tarp up all the windows, not tarp, but they blacked out all the windows, and you couldn't use the front doors. So someone came around and like escorted you around.
Yeah,
And,
they blacked it out, and you could see they put up on one side they had 3PO and R2, like a thing in the window. On the other side, I can't remember what it was. Something Star Wars related, but
It was a stormtrooper, Vader.
Yeah,
He's got a
Stormtrooper,
Boba,
yeah.
he's got a Boba Fett stand-up cardboard thing too.
Oh,
but
feel that for me. You show
Yeah.
me that.
And as
I
her,
love
you know, as
I love that.
I love that.
put a post-it note on it. Yeah.
Yeah, just, wait, what's this post-it note? It says Kev. Who the fuck is Kev? He's not on the.
Do you need some
Kev,
Hey,
I'll have that.
Kev, I'll have that.
I'll have that. He's like, who is this guy? I don't know who this
Kev.
person is.
Kev, England. That's it.
Right?
England.
It'll get there.
It'll get
So
there.
we, what was it?
So
We-
so
Elena and I-
wait. So he gave the
go ahead,
speech.
go ahead.
Yeah. It has the hat on, and then he's like, "So I showed her the Sith because we're gonna be watching Rogue One, going into from one into the next." And then I'm not gonna say anything about the food because that's Jimmy's thing. But after that movie, like near the end of the meal, he went right into A New Hope. Put that on.
Like
Nice.
me, didn't let the credits
Oh.
play for more than 10 seconds. He's just like, skip, menu, select, boom, New Hope. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and it was amazing, really good.
Ed,
Finish.
did you get angry at the ending?
I mentioned some words to Jimmy. That was it. Yeah, I mentioned some words.
There was some
Like,
talk.
what is this fucking vault? Why is it as what the I said that shit, obviously.
I mean, we had some comments about the darkness of Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's just letting the guy fucking burn alive there. Like, what a
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
fucking
and
guy.
the revenge. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Elena
put
brought
him out
that
of
up.
his. Yeah.
Jimmy's wife. Like, she's like, what? She just lets him die laying there. I'm like, Obi-Wan's a questionable fella. You know, he's got his own POV.
From
Right.
a certain point of view.
Indeed, his.
A certain point of view.
You know, he lets him like fucking in Kenobi. He lets him just sit there without half a mask, unable to breathe.
Well-
Like, I don't know.
Doesn't finish him
Let-
off.
Lets that guy burn because we all know his allegiance is to democracy.
You are my brother, Anakin, and I'm watching you be mutilated alive. Just, yeah, just wild.
Your new empire.
I'm
This
gonna
is
let
all
you burn
shit
for
we
that
were
one.
saying during it. It was funny.
Oh man.
What else? So we got in and we're so the hat thing. We're cruising in here, and as a gentleman, Jimmy's letting Elena and Ed go first, and then these two other people come in too. It's like, oh yeah, go on in, yeah. And then I walk in behind them, and I'm wearing the hat, plus I'm holding the hat, and it's like I can't be holding this hat here. I'm gonna like get something on it. And so we're walking through, and I see Damien on the prep line or whatever. And I was like, yo, Damien. He's like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, I got this for you. He's like, oh, that's so cool. He's like, that's for you. He's like, really? I was like, yeah, man, you keep that. He's like, oh, that was really cool. And he was wearing it all the rest of the night. In the
Sweet.
kitchen, out of the
That's
kitchen. It was
awesome.
cool.
Shut
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came and chatted with us afterwards. And was like, yeah, so do you guys know Celebration's going to be in Japan next year? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking know.
Yeah, we fucking know. We're not going.
Yeah, we're not going to say. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to see if we could take the kid and Ilma and go. And I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me?
Yeah. I'd hit the button, but it's not ready right now. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh man, it's like shit. If Damien goes, like Jimmy's got to go.
You going?
But no,
No.
I'm gonna be far farther south. Where we're trying to do New Zealand next year with the family.
Oh
Do
yeah.
that thing. Yeah, we want to do it before Bill and Renna get a little bit more uncomfortable about flying for such a long period of time. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
It's better to do it now rather than later. And while we still can. So as like an entire like big group of people, that way we can maximize the parent-child ratio. But so yeah, the in addition to this fucking marathon cruise that I've been through, I also ordered all but one of the drinks off of the menu. Why I'm a little bit sluggish today and seemingly tired. So we're the drinks here. There were 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there were 5 drinks, and I had 4 of them. The first one was the Aktu Sake Singani 63 Manzanilla Banana Lemon Zesty Ginger and Lime. That was a real nice fruity one. That was a good one.
Pretty good.
I
may have had 4 of these as well. Just
you had a couple of these as well. Towards the end, I was like, shit. I was like, I really want to just like to have the 5th one, just so I can say I had all 5.
Which
fucking
one?
drink.
All right, we'll go through it.
But then I had to like, no, I gotta get to drive home after this. So I just sipped off of Elena's. So I did sample all 5 drinks.
Yeah, same.
But the other one, the one that I didn't get, but they did have off Elena's, was His Deeds Will Not Be Forgiven.
You guys get the reference?
Not at all.
This leads us
Hit the button.
into
Ed. All right,
into
segue.
our
Smooth.
Are you kidding me?
There it is. Okay. So this is a segment that we do normally not like this.
But we are.
Where we take anything in Star Wars that makes one say,
Are you kidding me?
so let's do it.
Are you kidding me?
A surprise, to be sure. But a welcome one.
So welcome. So apparently there's something written on Darth Vader's chest plate.
What?
Any of you know this? It's in Hebrew.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's exactly the name of this drink. Or it's contested because translation from Hebrew is a little
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the different
Yeah.
interpretations of it. But ultimately, the message is this.
his deeds will not be forgiven until he merits, or my actions didn't go away until they came, kind of thing.
I think it's the one that he merits, which means
Yeah.
he is redeemed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he will not be be forgiven until he commits something that is worthy of redemption, like saving Luke from Palpatine.
Yeah.
So whereabouts on the chest plate is this written?
I tried looking that up. It didn't say in this article. I got this one from Screen Rant. We love that site. I don't think we do. A chest control panel around there. Yeah, it's like under those 3 horizontal buttons near the top.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
It's not super obvious. It's probably something that, like, if you saw it up close, that was just something that they did on there, like putting the Batmobile underneath the Millennium Falcon kind of thing that J.J. Abrams did.
So they're in every movie, Ed. That's in like
That
throughout the
I'm not sure. That is a great question. Maybe a listener can.
You know what?
Get Dave
Google
Story.
it.
Fucking
Google
Google
it.
it.
Yeah,
I will
if you
say
don't know, Google it.
during Rogue One, Jimmy and I definitely yelled out some Borgullets. A lot of Borgullets. The entire room heard it for sure.
Yeah. So this was a vodka-based drink. Dubrovka,
Back to the menu.
Amontillado, amaretto, and strawberry. Delightful. Very delightful. Elena's favorite, which my second favorite as well, the Mace Windu.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Reposado tequila, A7 vermouth, Gentia hypnotic, and pineapple and vanilla. Very tasty, very fruity. Yeah, there's also
the boy will not be trained.
no, even with that kind of attitude, no wonder he drinks tequila.
Now is not the time for this.
Yeah. The next one, a brandy-based cocktail, Darth Passion.
Jimmy's favorite, Dark Passion. Just kidding.
Yeah. Darth. Brandy, Ali's, grapefruit rind, and lemon. That was a tasty one as well.
It was actually really good.
That came in a nice little wine glass. It was delightful. And last but not least, but the first cocktail that I had because we were watching it at the end of Revenge of the Sith, the Mustafar.
Yes.
This is a bourbon cocktail, almost like a knockoff of like an old fashioned kind of thing, which I thought was delightful. Handshake Amaro, Liquor 43, bourbon, Barolo, and Angostura bitters. I always fuck up when I pronounce that name. Angostura bitters. And that was delightful. So we had all of them, and we had multiples of a few of them, and they were delightful. And the drinks were just absolutely amazing.
Excellent.
And they all came in the Burger King glasses. Most of them did, anyways. Some of them had to be served in like highball glasses or different types of glasses.
Yeah, from all the movies, I believe, or at least Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
Burger
Empire
King
and Return of the Jedi. I didn't see anything from A New Hope. I mean, they could have been like elsewhere, scattered throughout the place.
You don't get to keep them, do you?
No, those are his personal collection. Yeah.
No,
I would never think to heist it either. Not from a guy like
I'll put a
that.
post-it note on it
no
next time.
discount.
Yeah, I'll put a post-it note on it when it comes. Why is a post-it note on this in the kitchen?
Look, get my name on them, will you, lads, next time?
Yeah, right.
It says, I'll have that. What does that mean?
Who the fuck is I'll have that?
Who is this Kevin England? Who is this guy? Who is this motherfucker?
Yeah.
England. Kev.
Keeping with tradition, now getting to the food portion of this episode, the popcorn made a wonderful a wonderful comeback. This was a prison break. This is part of Cassian Andor's ration kit. The prison break brown butter and pimento popcorn with garlic and fennel sopressata. So it had a nice little meat treat in there as well. Popcorn was absolutely delightful, and there were refills of the popcorn that were given throughout the movie, and these nice little vintage Dixie cups, circa 1983.
Oh yeah, they were really good.
This one was you have Luke Skywalker
and the
holding
Rancor.
the bone.
That was mine.
The Rancor,
yeah.
And then there was
the Rancor.
Oh no, the Rancor. C-3PO and R2 in the
one.
middle of the fucking desert there,
Yeah.
Very
and
nice.
Last one was the whole band. Squid Head, the Quarren, Gargan, the singer, the multi-breasted singer, and a couple of Gamorrean guards.
Gamorrean guards.
Nice.
Which as soon as Elena saw that, she's like, "What is this fucking Rocksteady and Bebop from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?" That thought was great.
No, that
There you go. That one.
similar, isn't it? That shit's fucking.
Just the tip, mate. You little prick.
Gotta save that one for later, Ed. Okay, but yeah, this is all adding to these collections of all the Dixie cups that I have right now.
Nice.
I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I have 16 of these fucking cups.
Damn.
Get posted on them for me.
Jimmy, are there post-it notes near you at this minute?
Well, the thing is, he said to keep these because he can't really reuse them after everybody's put their hands in them and stuff. But it's like I have no use for these either. But I'm just collecting them. I'm just keeping them, for like little decorations and things.
Great, they're awesome. We went apeshit for them, mate. Fucking.
We did, mate.
Those were the cool things back in the day. So when the ration kit came out, inside of it was this 12 photo cards, 1 sticker, 1 stick bubble gum wrapper, vintage wax wrap, right?
Yep.
Yes, mate.
So he took them all apart and repacked it with the menu, as well as a couple cards.
Bravo, Damien. Bravo.
One was the dinner guest. The scene from Cloud City when
we would
Han,
be
Leia,
honored.
Luke, and Chewie. Yeah, we would be honored if you would join us. Indeed. There was the battle in the Endor forest. This is on Return of the Jedi. These are all the rest of Return of the Jedi. You have the Stormtrooper attack.
Hey, I say, were you looking for me?
Were you looking for me?
Over here.
Over here. We have Princess Leia to the rescue. Princess
Yeah.
Leia holding Han's Olo, and
Yato, Yato.
This one the Deciders. You have Moff Jerjerrod and Lord Vader. And my favorite one of the batch was decarbonized. That was when Han was coming out of his.
Yes.
It's like somebody put that image of his face like crackling through on of a card. Like that's awesome.
I know that laugh.
I know that laugh.
Throw away a fortune. Don't be a fool.
Don't be a fool. You're rich.
So
You're
he
rich.
meticulously undid those bubblegum cards.
Yep.
And then put them back in with the menu.
Yes.
With the menu, yeah.
That's fucking attention to. I like this guy.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
And so unfolded on the menu, and I have like all these sheets here. There's really only two: the drink menu and the food menu. I just took the extras just because.
Question. Before you
Yes.
dive in, Jimmy.
Oh, please do.
Do you know what's on the menu before you go, or is that part of the surprise, mate? Yeah.
It's part of the surprise.
Oh,
Ah.
nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've got no clues before what it's going to be. It's just, boom,
Right.
this is it. Yeah,
Nope.
sweet.
Yep.
Sweet.
They just ask if you have any dietary restrictions, like if you're allergic to something or whatever. Otherwise, it's just
Fucking
like
hell, I'd have been fucked
whatever.
at this point, wouldn't I?
the
Shit.
after the ration kit was, I think, both Ed and I's, I think, our favorite one of the dish tonight. This was the Tatooine Tibidon Sand Whale Crudo. The sand whale. So
Yeah.
you saw this.
Oh yeah, in Obi-Wan.
In Kenobi.
Of course, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
no.
Kenobi's slicing off, right? So it was
This
like
guy
uh,
fucking. He goes to town, doesn't he, Damien?
Hey,
it
fucking
was
knows
a
his-
tuna, a real nice pink, that beautiful pink tuna crudo, yellowfin tuna crudo with Calabrian chilies, snap peas, some citrus, and a brown butter breadcrumb sand. Right? So you just take like breadcrumbs and like
Sand.
kind of fry them a little bit with some butter and just kind of put that
'Cause
on
it's
there
on
as well for
Tatooine.
sand. Yeah, get
Is
it?
this-
Ed?
Yeah.
Is this a main dish?
Um,
No.
Where you-
I think the main was probably the
No, this was not the
Something we'll
main.
talk
The
about
main
later,
was the main will be the next one. Well, there were actually two mains. Kind
Yeah.
of.
do you have to choose, or do you get to sample all of them?
You get to sample. You get a little of everything. It's 1, 2, 3,
Oh, that's
4.
I like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a 5-course. So the first course was the ration kit. Second course was this sand whale crudo, which was fucking
really good.
it was amazing. That was a weird sound. Sorry about that.
That really was a weird sound, but I know what you mean.
I know.
with
I'm
that.
like Dean Scott in the Democratic
Ed.
primary like 20 years ago.
I got a question. Sorry to keep interrupting, Jimmy.
No, please. I love these questions.
I got a question for Ed.
Yeah.
We know that Jimmy is like the definition of a foodie.
Mm.
Is he just loving this shit, mate? As it's like,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is
He's
he
in his
getting like?
element
Is he
and
getting
he's
like?
like-
Is he talking to Chef Damien, going, "How have you prepared the chef?"
No, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do
No,
that.
I'm not like
Jimmy!
that guy from the menu. I'm not like that
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
from
yeah.
the menu, okay?
Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I couldn't be that weird about it. Only with you guys. I'll
Just
only
enjoy it,
talk
Jimmy.
about being that weird. I won't
You're
actually
just
be
enjoying
that
it, Jimmy. Yes.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry,
Definitely
carry
enjoy
on,
it.
carry on.
Sorry, Jimmy. Yeah, I'm
I
loving
mean, Elena and Ed and I were just like, all we hear is like, and our back little corner.
And then we went to the dinner. But anyway,
Then we went to dinner together. So another crowd favorite that came out again. You guys have heard me talk about this one before, but this was the sous vide tauntaun,
Yes.
right, from Empire Strikes Back when he slices them
Yes.
off. I thought this smelled bad on the outside.
Has it done that before? You said.
He's done it before. He did it
Done
the
it, yeah.
first year, and he's did it like I think twice since then. It's very popular. Everybody loves it.
kind of
Everybody
done
loves
it every year I've been.
You've been twice.
No, I've
Ed,
been
you sound
3 times.
upset with that, mate.
Three times.
Yeah.
But like out of the 10,
Holy fuck,
that's
fuck.
pretty good.
It was.
It's done this every time I've been. Ed, you've been twice.
That's
Don't
what he
think
thinks.
we
It's more than
agree.
twice.
It's 3 times.
It might have been 4,
yeah.
but I think it's 3.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
man. So yeah, this
So
is.
does he change it then? Does he change this at this point, or is it the same?
I mean,
accent compared to
the
yeah. You know,
You dressed up, didn't you, Ed, once? You went in
Yeah,
your Jedi
I
costume
did.
once, didn't you? Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that shit. I was listening.
you have your shades on.
You
Yeah.
were listening. That's right. I did not.
Yeah.
Well,
You
maybe I
have
have
your
my
shades on. But you weren't dressed up this year, were you? You were representing both
I
of
was
you.
dressed up, if you know what I mean. We
Yeah.
we wore Chris Hall shirts, the Screaming Ham shirt.
we did. I was in blue and he was in green.
Nice.
Because last year I wore the green one in honor of the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi.
Nice, nice.
Beautiful.
He did. Guess I don't. I know it's here somewhere. I'm looking at all the past menus now. But the so what he does is he takes the sausages, he puts them inside of a pork stomach, a pig's stomach, with these house-made chorizo sausages. All right, they call it pequeñas sausages. They're with this charred bravas sauce. I don't know what's in that. And then potatoes a la plancha, and this is all inside of this stomach, not the potatoes, but the meat is. And he slices it open, and it all kind of falls out. And then they plate it all. They put it into like little plates, and then they bring them out and stuff. Quite delightful, very delicious. The next course, the Tusken Raider Refresher. This was a Ed's just fucking like blacked out in his chair now.
No, I'm
a
listening.
nice pleasant surprise. So remember the black melons that they have in Book of Boba?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's called the Tatooine Black Melon with allium ash. So it's like a melon that he colors black, right? And there's like a Gorgonzola Dolce Almond Blue Bantha Milk Cream. So the allium ash mixed with this other cream makes it blue. So it's a real cool, like nice little like palate cleanser in between these two big meaty dishes. And last,
That was the most unique one, though. I feel like.
it was delicious.
Yeah.
And I look back, actually, he had done that one before, back in, let's see, 2020.
Let me scroll back here in my
He
tomes.
did that back in 2022 because it was a Tuscan Raider Dog, fresh melon, allium ash, almond garlic cream. Whereas, see, it was swapped up this time because it was a Gorgonzola Dolce. Yeah, big time. Always making nice little like bips and bobs and changes to the menu. That's why
Bits
I
and
appreciate
bobs,
this
mate.
about
Bits
Chef.
and
Yep.
bobs.
Appreciate
Hey,
this
love
about Chef. Thank you.
Good lad, man. Good bits
The
and bobs.
last but not least was the Wambas dinner.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
These were the cold smoked baby tawn ribs with a fresh horseradish confit over it with these chicken wings, right? Fresh horseradish confit chicken wings. So it's chicken wings and the ribs and like a little cucumber salad along on the side. It's just, it was quite delightful. It was just like good, like nice meaty, eating it right off the bone, falls right off, right into your mouth. And it was delicious.
Cool.
I'll hold back from saying something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Going.
yeah.
Go on.
Thank you.
Go on.
Thank you.
Go on.
And then the last but not least, for the dessert, there was the Death Star Trash Compactor, which is
A
like
pudding. Got a nice pudding, mate. Yeah.
Oh,
a little pudding,
Surprisingly
little ice
good.
cream, nice crispy graham cracker breadcrumb in there. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and because it's the trash compactor, it's got everything in there.
Yeah.
It was
Nice. Nice.
frackin' licious. The staff all dressed up. Everybody was wearing something. There was one of the bartender was walking around with a lightsaber at one point. People were super into it. There was one guy, only one other guy's been there all 10 years, and we've been there 9 years because I remember when it came out, I read about it in the newspaper, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did I miss this?
The newspaper.
Never again. Yeah, the newspaper. And I was like, never again will I miss this. Ever.
Ever.
Um,
Ever.
It's a really awesome tradition. Chef came by afterwards and Damien was chatting with us and stuff. He thanked me again for the hat, and we were chatting about Celebration Japan, how he really wants to go. And I'm like, oh man, it's like, no man, me too. Not really in the cards, but maybe, yeah, we'll see someday. I don't know. No, I just get.
We should convince him to go when it's in the U.S. and then we can.
We should convince him to go when we can go.
Yeah, really.
But I mean, the amount of like cool swag and shit that he would get out there would be absolutely wild. It's like I know he would enjoy it. But yeah, it was really cool. Awesome to chat with him again, and real fun experience. Just a really fun event. It gets bigger and bigger every year. I set my reminder at the end of March to start the annoying like phone call email of just like okay, this
the
guy
fucking
again.
guy's on the phone again.
So we showed up. We showed up to the
Listen
fucking
to
front
this.
of the entrance, right? We go to, and the maitre d' comes out, Stephanie, and she comes over and she's like, "Hey, you're James, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, hi.
And I looked at Elena. He knows the guy.
How are you?" She's like, "Oh, we know who you are. Come right in."
You're in.
Stop fucking calling.
Stop fucking calling me. You prick.
Well, usually when I call, it's just like, they're in the middle of their service or whatever. It's like, yeah, I want to put my name down for the Star Wars reservation thing. It's like, oh, right. I don't have that right now. Hold on. And like 5 minutes later, after like dig some shit out, I was like, gotta write this fucking asshole's name down now. Shit, not lose it.
Damien's like, that fucking guy's calling
I
again.
know this guy,
It's
this
not the-
fucking
yeah.
guy.
You can imagine the staff going, guess who's on the phone again? It's fucking-
Yeah.
this
It's that guy again.
Is
He's
your
calling for
reminder
the
to get
10th
thinking
day in
about
a
the
row.
Hi, I called about the Star Wars night to reserve my table. We got a reactor leak here. We got to shut it down. We got to shut it down.
Well, we'll get back to you on that. Thanks.
I'm
Bye.
fine. How are you?
Who is this? What's your
Situation
cell number?
normal.
Oh my god! Oh, it's so good. It was so much fun, though. It was fun. I'm so glad you were able to Ed and I were able to experience this together with my wife there as well. That was cool, and yeah, it was great. Looking forward to it again. Doing it fucking next year, you know.
Jimmy, ring him next week. Ring him next week and say, are you taking bookings for next year, mate?
Oh my god, dude! You'd probably be like, son of a bitch.
So I'm starting my daily call about next May 4th.
Don't worry, it's okay. I'll call back next time, like tomorrow or maybe the next day. I just am.
Hello, it's James again. I called yesterday. I'm just
It's
inquiring.
June 4th. Yeah, I
It's the
know. I'm just trying to get up on it.
2024.
The guy that keeps ringing. He's parked outside. He's waiting for us.
What is this, like fucking Occupy Cheval encampment? Oh my
Maybe this
god!
guy's hunting us with what? His cock?
Oh my god! Well, you know, Kev, if you can just take the whole month off of May next year when you come on over.
Oh, let's. Oh, I'd love. I know I'd love to do it. It sounds shit up.
It sounds amazing.
It sounds a brilliant night, honestly. Like the food and the preparation and just the whole like atmosphere of it.
I love the effort. That you got,
Yeah. And he sounds like a shit hot guy who puts his heart into it and makes it a good night, you know. And yeah, it sounds amazing. Genuinely,
he's what I call a proper Star Wars fan. You
Yeah.
know? He doesn't get wrapped up into the politics and the you know, like this, don't like this. Like, he calls it how it is, and he loves Star Wars. That's cool.
Sweet.
So that's pretty much all. That's enough. That's enough for me, guys.
That's enough.
Yep, that's enough. So let's. We're
yeah.
gonna move on to.
Do we have time for this?
Yeah,
I'm not sure we do, mate.
Can we?
don't know.
Yeah. Can we? Let's
midnight.
just talk next time. Like,
about
try to minimize our Star Wars
Yeah.
weeks and just talk strictly Bad Batch and Tales of the Empire.
I think that's a good idea.
Because we've been going 2.5 hours now.
Sweet Jesus.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Revenge of the Scruffies. Holy shit! Come back with a vengeance.
Oh my god.
I mean, we can say our opinion, like 1 to 2 word opinion on Bad Batch, if we want. Like
Oh,
2-word opinion.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
I will say I
It's
liked
cool.
it with slight reservation on some things. But yeah, that's it.
That's more than one or two words, Ed.
I know, but a sentence.
Okay. I thought it was fucking great.
Shit
The
up. 2 words. Easy. I loved it. Yes.
Turn fucking brightness up on telly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, Chris, if you're going to watch Tales of the Empire, it's the same issue.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
These animation guys, come on, what's wrong with them?
It's dark, man.
Not everybody's got one of those like all black OLED 4K TVs.
That's
man.
me, man. Yeah.
Hey, son of a
I'll
bitch.
just say quick. Obviously, last time since we podded, I have watched 2 full seasons of Bad Batch. So this journey has been like, and I've done it really quick. So it was quite. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Well
jealous.
executed.
We'll go in on it because obviously something happens at the end that leaves more discussion to be had.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does indeed.
Does indeed.
So, do we want to let's put a cap on that now, boys, and save this
Do it.
little
Do it.
anticipation for here?
Do it.
Okay, all
Do it.
right.
Take
Well,
it home,
folks,
mate. Take it home.
thank you all so much for joining us on this episode 240 of the Scruffy Looking Podcasters, episode 15 in the new era, by the way. Can't forgo without saying next. You can find us on our new website, scruffypod.com. That's SCRUFFYPOD.com. That's all you need. Just go there. It'll take care of all of your stuff, your questions about where you can find us, scruffypod.com. Thank you all
Sean.
so much. Yep, thank you, Sean.
Thank you,
for
Sean
hooking us up.
Hoffman.
It was a big deal. Recently
Shawnee
found out about
Hoff.
this big deal.
Yeah.
Stay weird out there, boys and girls and creatures.
Borgullet.
City, great to be back. Can't wait to talk about Bad Batch and whatnot next week. Look after yourselves, everyone.
Hey, yeah, take care. And I ain't said this for ages. Give me 3 rings. Let me know what you say.
Wash your knobs.
Wash your knobs.
Wash them knobs.
This party's over.